Oh boy. Hey, here goes nothing.
What up? It's Porky Pig. They call me P-double-L-G. Step to me. He don't
Notorious
want no
P-I-G,
trouble.
chat.
I was famous.
Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. But now, my friends, I shall go ahead and get into tonight's main topic, chat, which is Class in the Glass Cast for some Sass, where I got to answer my very generous patrons' Patreon questions. And I will go in the order in which they are received to me, chat, which they are sent to me, with the exception of Chloe Hazel, which she likes to go last, chat. And she did indeed send me questions. I got to answer them. I also got to make up for a question I missed last time, chat, so I got a lot to do tonight. I got a lot to do. Oh, my Lord. I should get Restock PS5 already. Yeah, this seems so limited. I'm sorry you guys going through that. Just got done watching tomorrow. We're just, wow. Oh, you didn't like Look Boss? I thought it was fun. I kind of liked it. Good to see you, by the way. What else you guys here? Coco, oh my God. Oh my God, Chris is dedicated, man. Thank you. I'm trying to create as much content as possible. Of course, collab and OnlyFans. Someday I'm open for it, chat. I'm open for it. You know, you could do it. You could do it. Yeah. Oh, chat. Oh, boy. But now, my friends, we're going to go ahead and move on to these questions. So, as I said, I'm going to answer them in the order in which I have received them. And, of course, I want to, have a nice little back and forth with you guys. Hear your opinion on these as well. It'll be a good time. But, chat, let's go ahead and get to them. So, I'm going to start with Vanispheres, chat, Vanispheres, which, again, please do check out his content, check out his channels, his Twitch channel, of course, his platform. He was so kind to me, chat. Him and Josh organized that spot fund in regards to my tire situation when my tire was slashed. And it's helped out significantly, chat. So huge credit and praise to Vanny, chat. May the wings illuminate as a feather, your shake pillows heaven as we speak, Vanny. Thank you so much. But now, my friends, but was that the holiday scenario? Yes, you got it, John Elfman. That's right. I gotta do that. But here we go. Vanny's good because he likes to do like these themed questions, like around a particular topic, or like franchise or something. And for this one, chat, for this week, he says, let's go with The Witcher. Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty. Oh, it's a catchy fucking song, chat. You gotta admit that. Luke, the boss thing of the video. Fam, I love dumb action movies as much as the next guy, but there's only so much nonsense good taste. That's fair. That's fair. Thank you for the video. Chris, what are your area of study degrees in college? Communication, digital communication. That was my focus, a minor in journalism. Did that for both my undergrad and grad school. Using it well now. No, it helped out. If anything, it's college made me more responsible and more independent. So, but yeah, that was my general constraint. I wish I took more digital stuff. I wish I took more computer classes, focusing on editing and the things where I can like art, that kind of thing, design. I think that would have helped me a lot in with my profession right now, which is streaming and content creation. But live and learn. You live and learn. Well, college undergrad was university called Eastern Connecticut State University, and graduate was Texas State University in Syracuse, where I currently live right now. Yeah, you can learn the tech stuff on YouTube's Versity. I could definitely I could look some more stuff. I'm just in that point where it's like I'm working on this content, but I'm also trying to learn more. But I've gotten better. I've gotten better at the technical aspects of certain things, of artwork and things like that. Chris and Danielle, maybe. Who knows? I don't think she would want to work with me in that regard. We have very different types of content. Oh. But now, my friends, let's go ahead and get to Vanny's questions. They are Witcher themed, chat. They are themed with in regards to the Witcher, the TV show, the books, the games, chat, what have you. And this is Vanny's first question. It's a movie question, chat. The Witcher series is considered a form of dark fantasy, yes, where unlike stuff like Lord of the Rings, there is a lot more moral ambiguity to things. And it's not uncommon where even if the hero does everything possible, things still end up fucked. There aren't too many dark fantasy films out there, although the trailer for Green Knight looks rad. The Green Knight show, which we've reacted to, chat, all looks awesome. Stars Dev Patel. It's kind of like an adaptation of Sir Gawain. I can certainly understand why, since most audiences like it when the hero wins. It's true, mass appeal and all that. What do you think it will take for audiences to embrace this fantasy genre? I think I think it's a couple of things. One, it's because the series that I think of, when it comes to dark fantasy, chat, which I think a lot of us think of nowadays, that was in the pop culture zeitgeist. It's fallen off, I think, due to several things. But I don't want to go over that point because we talked about it many times before. But I always think of what a dark fantasy series that has mass appeal, chat. I think that was Game of Thrones. So I think for most people, I don't think there's ever been a fantasy series. I'm not talking about Lord of the Rings, because Lord of the Rings is not. That's high fantasy. That's where the good triumphs over evil, chat. But something like Game of Thrones, that's not always the case. That's not always the case. If anything, the good guys typically get fucked quite often. If you're a good person, typically, no good. The saying is for Game of Thrones, no good deed goes unpunished. They will punish you for what you do in that show. If you happen to be a good person, you think you're doing what's right. But that show had mass appeal, chat. I think it was a couple things. Number one, I just think the series, it had the backing of a major studio of Warner Brothers, HBO, of a channel, a premier channel, and it had that money to back it up. I think that was a huge thing because they were confident in the material, clearly, in the vision of just whatever how you feel about them now, chat, of the vision of George R. R. Martin, of the Benioff and Weiss. And that they could do this. So they had that confidence. They had the budget to back it up. I also think they had an excellent marketing campaign throughout the various seasons, chat, both for season 1, season 2, and on. They put their fucking money where the mouth is, chat. And they wanted to make sure that, no, this is not just some, series that you find typically on any other cable station or something, where it looks fucking cheap. Like, this show looked expensive. Even the first season, which now looks like, oh yeah, you can kind of see it's like they were careful with their money. But later on, they're like, all right, we got to spend this shit. Let's go. So I think that was very important. And the other thing too is, and I think this helped the series, it managed to market itself around these big fucking events, chat. These pop culture zeitgeist moments, these must-see moments. That I think just shopping people are like, did you hear? Do you hear about Game of Thrones season 1, what they did to Ned Stark? What are you talking about? Well, the main character, what they did to him, is like, what do you mean? It's like, that show surprised a lot of people. It broke ground in a way where it's like, wait a minute, the main character of the show died in the first season? Are you kidding me? When Ned Stark, because I remember watching the Game of Thrones show. I never read Game of Thrones. I never heard of Game of Thrones. I was like, oh, this new series is coming out, and it's like, oh, medieval and fantasy, that sounds cool. And I remember episode 9, the penultimate episode, when they had fucking Sean Bean on the on the executioner's block, and I'm thinking, it's like, okay, what's gonna happen here? How's he gonna get out of this situation? It's like, is Arya gonna go up there and stab him? Is Cersei gonna be like, all right, we're gonna call this off, put her at odds of her son? I mean, what's gonna? Oh no, they cut his head off. I'm like, holy shit! And that was a big pop culture moment for people. That made people want to watch the show, I think, after something like that. And of course, the biggest one, I think we all know, is the Red Wedding. The Red Wedding, to me, that was when Game of Thrones was like, holy fucking shit. That was an Empire Strikes Back moment. It's like that, with that moment in that film when fucking Darth Vader says, Luke, no, I am your father. And it's like, what? Holy shit. Like, when you said the Red Wedding, people were like, what's the Red Wedding? Oh, you gotta fucking see that. You gotta fucking see it. And it shocked everybody. It was incredible. When Robb Stark gets murdered, his pregnant wife gets murdered, his mother gets her fucking throat slit. That was fucking TV, chat. Everyone had an opinion. Everyone wanted to talk about it. Everyone wanted to film their reactions to it. Fucking, they brought George. They waddled out George R. R. Martin to talk about it. It's like, why are you like this? Why are you so cool? He's like, I like doing these things. He likes doing those horrible things, chat. It was they capitalized on these moments and marketed the show in that way. And I thought it was so smart. So I think if you do another series that has the similar DNA of something like Game of Thrones, you need to obviously put your money where your mouth is. Don't go fucking cheap on it. You need to realize you need to look at, like, okay, what are some inciting moments in this series and how can we sell them? How can we capitalize them and get all the necessary people involved with, like, okay, let's push. Like, they should recognize these things. Like, we want to get to this point, and so this will catapult the show. I think these are the necessary things to make dark fantasy popular. And, of course, at the end of the day, like, the things you need most is just you need to tell, like, a really good story. You need to have interesting characters and a premise and stuff. And whether the characters are likable or not, you just like, oh, they get you motivated. Like, that's also important, too, obviously. But, yeah, you want to capitalize on those specific things, I think. And Game of Thrones did that extremely effectively for a very long time. I'm not talking about the ending. We can go. We've talked about that many times on this channel, many times Double Toasted, YouTube. You know, it's been talked to death about, you know. But that's what HBO did so well with Game of Thrones, and that's why Game of Thrones succeeded for the most part, I would say. George R. Herman is dead. Oh, no. Crispy Bears, welcome to the stream. Sent you a text email. Oh, I got to check it out. I got to check it out, man. Definitely. What are you guys saying? I was too impatient with Game of Thrones. I really spoiled a lot of the big moments because I couldn't wait. Oh, you just read up on, like, the wiki and stuff? I gotcha. Yeah. Whoa, witness! Witness me! Mr. Hummendinger, Julian Hummendinger, welcome to stream. How you doing? This is a non-dog pooping Ray, dipping dudes, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well. B-Dix, what up with you? How are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Hummendinger? What was the content of today's stream? I'm curious. Naya Brownie, hey Christopher Ages again, how you doing? Hard hands, Naya Brownie, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well, answering people's Patreon questions, maybe our generous patrons' Patreon questions. It's been fun. Geeks May, very welcome to stream, good to see you. Oh, yes, I do encourage you, if you don't mind, I do actively encourage you to refresh your page if you've been a part of a raid, because for whatever reason, the raids don't count towards viewership, and it's stupid. But if you could do that, that'd be amazing. Geeks May Berry, thank you so much for the 5 biddies, the Pride biddies, thank you. And thank you, Dippin' Doots, thank you for the 69 biddies. Have a great night, Dippin' Doots, thank you so much. Start over. All right, Chad, the last 52 minutes, they didn't happen. They have not happened. I have to erase it. Mr. Herman, they're 40. Oh, biddies, no dog pooping raid coming through. Playing What the Double game where the redoubled movie scenes. Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, yes. Very cool. No, nice, Mr. Hummendinger. And thank you again for the 40 biddies. Chat, please do check out Mr. Hummendinger. Please give that man some support. Playing content like that. Games I haven't even checked out myself, so that's new. Got some new content. Really like it fresh, you guys. Nah, it's just, I play every character. Welcome, by the way. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know why Twitch does that. I've know people who know Twitch representatives, and they've asked them, like, why is it this way? And they're like, it just is. And it's like, okay. It's like, what are you going to do? But thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Oh, chat. Welcome. In case I missed you before, hope you're all doing very, very well. Have a go with Bravado. Good to see you. Look at all the fine people here, chat. I was answering my patrons' Patreon questions. Talked about one about dark fantasy. How do you make it, like, appealing to audiences? And I think it's like, not that you have to change the content itself. You just, you got to fucking put money into it. You have to market it effectively, obviously, and you need to realize what the big inciting moments of this series are and capitalize them. That's what Game of Thrones did. Ned Stark's death, the Red Wedding, a number of other little things too. And people will become more interested in it, I think. At least that's my opinion, chap. That's my opinion. See what you guys were saying as well. Learn Adobe Premiere Pro at home. I wish, yeah, I did. I learned, I learned, like, very, like, the basics of Premiere Pro in college, and I've learned a lot more since then. Because I use it so often. Thank you. What was that with the support? Thank you, Rush, for the 5 days. Not only that, but they'll explain everything, keep it a relative. Yes, that's another good point. I think what Game of Thrones, I think, had the benefit of is, like, yes, it deals with magic and dragons and shit, but it was also very, very grounded fantasy. It didn't get into the weeds of all the fucking magic shit. So it still felt like I'm just watching kind of like a show that takes place, like, if you will, fantastical setting, sure, but it's like the Middle Ages and it's a political thriller. And it's like, okay, it got me interested in all these characters and how they're all bouncing. It's like, mostly it's a show about conversation. It's about people talking. That's what really Game of Thrones is really about. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, there's fucking fight scenes and battles and shit, but, a lot of the scenes that I really loved, I think most people loved, was I just like these conversations. Whether it was Tyrion going back and forth to somebody or Tywin Lannister, like those scenes, like, always really just stood out to me. I was like, I just love this just these conversations. It was so good. The dialogue was so good, so well written. I loved it for that. Yeah, I guess that Witcher is dark fan. It is. You know, and dark, and you know, The Witcher. I've read a couple. I've read one of the books, and I played the games, of course. And I like the show. It has some problems. Definitely has some problems. And it is dark fantasy. It's a little, you know, it's. I mean, obviously it is. I mean, it's very violent, filled with sex and bazungas and peen. A lot of peen in there, chat. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll get better over time. Like I would give right now the series like a matinee. I found it entertaining enough. Yeah. Game of Thrones, a flavor care. Game of Thrones is very real in the way it's tense from a personal standpoint. They lost that as they got high. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think that's fair. Oh, the stream seems to be frozen for me. Oh, shit. Maybe just refresh. Is everything on technical level looking good, chat? Let me know if I have any problems. I'll try to address them. But I seem to be good on my end. My CPU is looking good. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a good question, Vanny. Good question. But now, my friends, we can go move on to Vanny's, oh, Blackstone's here. I'm sorry I missed you, Blackstone. Welcome, Blackstone. I'm sorry I missed you there. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? See, yeah, sometimes I miss people, chat. I feel really bad. Oh, no. Blackstone, if you are here, welcome to stream. I hope you're doing very well. Currently doing my Class in a Glass cast for you. Some of the sass. It's been fun. I always say Game of Thrones Season 4 through 6 was great. It's a classical fantasy, no stakes, but that was why people watch it. Fair. There you are, Blackstone. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. But now, my friends, go ahead and move on to Vanny's TV question. Geralt of Rivia, chat, is one of the greatest video game protagonists in recent history, I'd say. Arguably all time. And Henry Cavill does a solid job of portraying his early years in the show. I agree. You know, I've given Henry Cavill a hard time. I'm not the biggest Henry Cavill fan out there. I'm not a fan of his Superman. Not a fan of a number of his roles that he's done. But I will say he makes a pretty charming Geralt of Rivia. He's like, wow. They give him a lot to do. He's a fun character to be around, chat. I kind of love his dry sense of humor. Like, he does a good job. He's a really good... he's a good Geralt of Rivia. I want to see him continue to expand upon the role and make it more of his own over time. But what made a very good initial first impression, I will say. Be positive. Saul Goodman, thank you so much for resubscribing. 9 months. You just front pooped out a Twitch, baby. It just came out of you. What's the name, my friend? What's the name? It was glaring to see the quality and characters downgrade as they ran on pages go off. That's true. I mean, the fact that they ran on material, that was... You felt it. Blackstone Herman, I'm doing well. Nice. Happy to hear it. Because what age did you first see the bazungas? I don't know. I don't know. I was over 10. Maybe I was 10, 11, around that age, I'd say. I think I was around that age, I think. I am doing very well, Blackstone. Good to have you here. Yeah. Geralt seems to do it right without being bored, from my understanding. No, I agree. Yeah, I mean, he's a dry character. He's a dry sense of humor character, but no. So, Henry Cavill, it's worked with him, and of course, the video games it's worked, at least in the book, what I read, it worked with him. So, yes, indeed. I just saw Bazooka. Yeah, well, I was watching, what is it? Independence Day, chat, and Vivica A. Fox, she's a stripper in that movie, and she has the bazungas out. It was like, oh my God, it happened. It happened, chat. But, to move back to Vanny's questions, Geralt of Rivia is one of the greatest video game protagonists in recent history, arguably all time. Henry Cavill does a solid job of portraying his early years in the show, balancing the brutality that comes with being a mutant with compassion and kindness to those that actually treat him like a person. Agreed, he does. He does right by people who are good fucking people, which I like that. Who else in TV-dom is able to walk the fine line of absolute brutality and compassion? You know, I hate to bring it up again, chat, but, I made the Game of Thrones comparison earlier, but I would bring up characters like, Jaime Lannister and Oberyn Martell. Especially Jaime Lannister. It's a character, hey, our first introduction to him is he seems to be this kind of prissy guy, who's very stuck up, and he fucking pushes the kid out the window. But as we saw his journey throughout the entire series, chat, as he became humbled, we learned to really like him. And he made decisions that were merciful, that helped out a number of characters that were not just his selfish desires. He's a complicated character, but, he went back and forth. Again, he was flawed. He's an incredibly flawed human being, Chad. Sometimes he would make the best decision, and sometimes make a decision that was based on self-interest, and I like that about the Jaime Lannister character. It's like, I'm fucking my sister, and I love my sister. I want to stand by her, but I gotta go help the Starks defend Winterfell against ice zombies, So I like that. I like that he always had that personal conflict within him, but, a lot of people started to love Jaime Lannister because he became more of a good-hearted individual. But at the same time, you know, made decisions that were selfish. And I like that about him. So definitely Jaime Lannister. Oberyn Martell. There's a scene with Oberyn, and I know we joke now Oberyn. You know, I think for a lot of people, introduced us to Pedro Pascal. Certainly for me, because I was not aware of him as an actor before this role. I mean, this clearly helped his career. There's no doubt about that. It really catapulted him. And it's great, even though he's only in one season. He's only in the 4th season of Game of Thrones. But what I like about the Oberyn Martell character is that he's introduced. He's like, you know, he's very sarcastic. You know, he's an enemy of the Lannisters, and he's got that, you know, that sharp tongue of his. And I think it's great. You know, he can bounce right back. He can throw back that sarcasm right at Tyrion. It works. But, you know, it's like, oh, shit, he's a threat. But what I like about him is that he does have that sensitive side. And I always go to that scene when he agrees to be Tyrion's champion against the Mountain. And where he talks about how I visited the Lannister stronghold of Casterly Lock in Lannisport. And there was this rumors, there were all this talk. People were like, oh, Lady Lannister gave birth to this horrible monster, this mutant, and he had all these disfigurements, and he had a tail, and he had a red eye and a white eye, and hooked hands and claws for feet. And I'd asked your sister, like, when can we see him? When can we see him? She said, soon, soon, soon. And then she finally took us to you. And she says, there he is. There's the monster that killed my... There he is. And I looked in there, and I was so disappointed what I saw, because all I saw was a baby. All I saw was a baby, and maybe his head was a little big, and maybe his arms were a little small, but it was just a baby. And then I saw what your sister did, and I told Cersei this. I said, that's not a monster. That's just a baby. And she says, no, he is a monster. He killed my mother. And I just kind of love that scene, because it shows the sensitive side of Oberyn Martell. He can, like, listen, I know you're a Lannister, but I know you're a good person. I really, really fucking love that moment. That's probably my, you know, other than him getting his fucking teeth knocked out and going, ah! Getting his eyes gouged out. And so, like, oh. But it's scene that made you cry. It's such a beautiful moment between those two characters. And even though they're, you know, their families are enemies, it's like, for that moment, they were both so human. And Oberyn is like, he's showing like, yeah, man, he's capable of being a good person too. And I really love that. And maybe it was based, like, his decision was mostly based in his own self-interest in regards to his sister and getting revenge. But I think he also recognized that you're obviously innocent, and I want to help you too. And I like that. I thought that was a beautiful, very beautiful moment for me. You're the sacrificial lamb after the series got bad. Yeah, I mean, how come you Americans always have the cool holidays? Ah, man, you know, we got a lot of holidays here, man. I don't know why, but I can't not get into complicated fantasy. I mean, I like Harry Potter, but man, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones has so many moving parts and names. I just lose. No, it's, you know, to each their own, of course. I like a lot of those things. It's sad because Oberyn won the fight. He's a top tier. Yeah, he just wouldn't shut the fuck up. Oberyn won the fight, but he didn't double tap. He didn't double tap, and he kept fucking talking. That mouth got him in trouble until, you know, his fucking head crushed like a melon, which is great. Yeah, Oberyn was his own worst enemy. He got in his own way. Mm-hmm. That's another example. That's just a character who I loved, who kind of towed that line, being trying to, like, yeah, you're kind of a piece of shit, but at the same time, it's like, man, I really like you, and you're charming, and you are a good person. You could see that. I love that. He's ducking. Nah, it's just a birthday, you know. Oh, birthday? We celebrate a messy breakup between countries with hot dogs and explosions. Yeah! America, fuck yeah. I'm gonna save the motherfucking day. Yeah, hell yeah, nah, you know it. It's so good. Oh, a couple other people I put on this list, chat. I would say Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, which, again, Joss Whedon said, what if I created a sci-fi series, a sci-fantasy, I guess a sci-fi series, where it was just Han Solo. It was just Han Solo, the series. And it works. Because Malcolm Reynolds, he is a criminal. He is a rogue. He'll shoot you in the fucking back. But he does it for, it's like, hey, I'm doing all these things, these nefarious things, because we got an evil fucking empire we got to go up against. We have to do this so I can protect my crew. You know, and sometimes it doesn't have to. It's like the first episode, chat, which is about, these two people who come aboard his ship for transportation, but really the Alliance, they want them, for various reasons. And he could give them over, and he could be like, hey, I can clean his hands of it, out of sight, out of mind, but he doesn't, because he recognizes that they're in need, that they're afraid, that bad things would happen to him if he hands them over, and he's like, fuck that, I'm going to keep you guys on my crew. And he's complicated, and he's selfish, and he has a lot of problems, chat. I mean, the hell, the way he treats Monica Baccarin in that goddamn show, Chad's terrible, but you love him. You love him. He toes that line of that morally gray line, but, you know, he dips between being kind of a bad guy and trying to be a good guy, and I love him for it. So definitely Firefly, Chad. Or, excuse me, definitely Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly. A number of other characters. Let's go to animation, chat. Grunkle Stan from Gravity Falls. All about Grunkle Stan, chat. He's a swindler. He's a con artist, chat. He hoodwinks people. He bamboozles people, chat. Hornswoggles people, you know. Has his whole fucking racket tricking dumb tourists who visit his mystery shack, chat, his Wonder Emporium, all that good stuff. But at the same time, when you learn more about him, why he's actually doing all this stuff, it's like, yeah, he loves money. Yeah, he's greedy. Yeah, he's crass, you know. He's hard to love, but he does have good intentions. He does love his niece and nephew. And he does love his, you know, we find out later on, his brother. And I was like, I really like that. I love seeing the other side of Grunkle Stan, which makes him appealing. I mean, I love him just because he's a prick and he's an asshole, and I like when occasionally bad things happen to him because it's really funny. And the voice acting, the writing is so good. But it's like, I love that. Like, you can have that character who has all these negative attributes, like Grunkle Stan does, you know, and greed and things. But then you go see, like, he has a loving side. He wants to do right by his niece and nephew and brother. And I really love that. And he makes a tremendous sacrifice at the end of the series. And I was like, God damn, it's so goddamn good. Grunkle sure for grandpa and uncle. Yes, Grunkle. He's like their great uncle. That's what it is. Mr. Evan will be wearing a red, white, and blue tank top with his khakis and top hat with sparklers sticking out. With a glass of hell yeah! That's what I need. I was thinking, I didn't do it, Chad, because I totally forgot at the time, but I should have had an alert. I'm going to do it next year. I'm going to have a Captain America alert as me as Captain America, and every time that pops up, you'll hear, America, fuck yeah! That's what it'll be. That's what it'll play. It'll be awesome. But can you dress like Vin Diesel tomorrow? Just with the tank top? I should have done that for one of my Fast and Furious reviews. I got to get the wife beater, though. I got to get the wife beater. I'll have to see if I have one. I might have one. I'll look into it, Chad. I'll look into it, Naya. That's a fine request. Oh, but the last person I'd say, I mean, there's two other people. One is Goliath from Gargoyles, which again, he is, you know, he has this code. He's all about protecting his clan. He's open to making friends, interactive humans, but he'll kill motherfucker when he has to. He's like, I will kill you if you keep fucking with us. He's killed people, like, even in the original pilot episode, chap. You know, that 5-part episode. Really, it's a movie. Where it's like, yeah, listen, you know, I'm a good guy. I want to make sure the gargoyles live and we have our place to exist in this world. But if you keep fucking with us, I will kill you. And I kind of like that about him. About Goliath. He'll do what's necessary. And the series always is like, all right. They kill people in that show. And yes, and the gargoyles are kind of responsible for a number of deaths. So, again, it's for self-preservation, self-defense. But again, you didn't often see heroes killing a lot of villains. I thought that was interesting. And, of course, the other one being Batman, chat. Where, like, in the original animated series, like, especially the first 2 seasons, like, Batman does go through changes. Like the Kevin Conroy Batman in the DCAU, you notice certain things. Like in the original 2 seasons, he definitely has a more sensitive side. He's not as cruel. He's not as cold, especially to like his wards, like, you know, Dick Grayson. But there is a change in him later on where he does get a little more cold. And I always like to think of it as like, I don't know. I mean, this is just me. It's my own headcanon. But after, like, Mask of the Phantasm, I like to say, like, after this love came back in his life when, like, he's like, maybe I'm going to abandon my whole crusade and maybe not be this vigilante because I found this woman that I love, Andrea Belmont, and then she leaves him. He's like, fuck it. And I was like, and then I'll just keep doing it. Comes back into his life, ends up losing her again. And I don't know if that had, an effect on him. Because when we noticed in the next season, Chad, in season 3, where they did the change in the animation style, he becomes more serious. He's more stoic. He's more cold. None of his villains go through transformations. Not just in terms of animation, but they become more aggressive. You know, his interactions with his relationship with Dick Grayson falls apart. Like, they're barely on speaking terms. I mean, they're fighting most of the time. The things that happen with Tim Drake throughout the animated series, I think, have an effect on him. His relationship with Barbara changes, where it's just like, we're partners, and she's like, no, I want to fuck you, and he's like that. Again, it's shifting, and him not wanting to be in that relationship. And we see that in Justice League, where if you look at how Batman is, like, really, chat, the first 2 seasons of the Batman animated series, and how he's in Justice League, the fucking contrast is like stark. Like he gets very broody. He gets very mean in Justice League. But he does have that side of him, that sensitive side that we remember from those original seasons. And it comes out in spades in, I think it was like the Justice League Unlimited finale, where it was epilogue. This is before they knew they were going to get another season. And it was when, and this is dealing with Batman Beyond. And then when we get into Batman Beyond, chat, oh boy, when he becomes fucking old man Bruce Wayne, he's a nasty son of a bitch. Where you're like, I'll kill you if I have to. And he has a number of those moments. Or I'll let people die. It's like, Jesus, Bruce. Like, where he really does fall. But in the epilogue where Terry McGinnis learns more about Bruce and certain things and learns it through Amanda Waller, she tells a story of how Batman was not always this cold, calculating individual. This wonderful scene where he interacts with this girl named Ace, part of the Royal Flush Gang, an incarnation of them, and she's a telepath, and she has telekinesis and things, and she basically has alternate. So her powers get so advanced, she's able to alternate reality and give people powers. And there's this one scene where they have to defeat the Royal Flush Gang. She's created like this little pocket dimension, and Amanda Waller arrives in the scene. She says, listen, we need to stop Ace. The reason why she's creating all this stuff, she's in control of her powers, and she's dying. I need to use this on her to kill her. And everyone, the Justice is like, we're not going to fucking kill this kid. And she's like, Ace is like a kid. She's like a teenager. And Batman's like, I'll do it. And they're like, all right, of course you would. And he takes it, and he goes to her. And he finds her. It's a beautiful scene, Shed. It's an absolutely fucking beautiful scene where I'll probably even show it. Where he finds her and she's on a swing and she's swinging back and forth and she's talking about how I met these people and they said they want to be my family, but all they wanted was my power and I gave them that power and they don't want to be with me. And Batman goes, I know, I understand that. And she goes like, I know why you're here. I know that you're here because this has to stop. And he goes, yes. And she goes, I know that I'm dying. And he goes, yes, you are. And she's like, she stops swinging and she says, I'm scared. Can you stay with me until it happens? And he goes, yes. And he sits and he puts the thing back and he puts it in his pocket, chat, and he stays her on the swing and he holds her. And it's such a beautiful fucking moment. You know, which again, this Batman, we've seen through a lot of these episodes in the original animated series, especially in that third season where he becomes so cold, but there's some of that humanity is still in Bruce in that moment. It's beautiful. And I loved it. It's, let me look at that clip. I don't know if I get in trouble for showing it on Twitch. I want to be careful with that. But it's a really, I don't know if I can show it. But it's a super beautiful moment and shows Batman's humanity. But again, he's this hardline fucking guy. You know, and he gets worse with age, especially in Batman Beyond. But, you know, having Terry there was a positive influence on him. And Justice League portrayed Batman so well. You know, the DCAU portrayed Batman so well in general. I mean, that is my favorite incarnation of that character. Kevin Conroy, Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, all those people did right by him. So, don't show it, don't take the chance. Yeah, I'm not going to take the chance. Basically, I told you what the scene was, but it's a beautiful scene. If you've not seen that scene, Chad, check that shit out. Watch it. You know, and then also like Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, where it's the opposite, where, you know, Batman has always adhered to this. He's always followed this throughout the animated series. Like, listen, I do a lot of things, and people call them into question, whether it be Superman, whether it be Clark or Dick. But I don't fucking kill people. But you have that scene in Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, Chad, which it's my favorite DC animated movie. I absolutely love this film. It's a better than the Sex movie. I've done a review for it. I've done a watch party for it. Or I should say Discord watch party. Dark Side of he's always had a soft spot for kids. Yes, it's true. You know, it's like to lose innocence at a young age. Agreed. That's why he has all these fucking kids always join his family all the time. But I love that moment where Bruce is like, I don't give a fuck anymore. And it's the only time in the series I can think of where he really is like, he does try to kill someone. And it's when the Joker and Harley kidnap Tim Drake. And he's gone for like 3 months. And they experiment on him. And they disfigure him. They completely just tear apart his mind. And when, you know, Batman, like, then they're finally ready to reveal him. And they send out all the clues to Batman to go to Arkham Asylum. And, you know, the Batman's there. Joker and Harley there. And, Joker has this whole speech, we're not getting any younger, so Harley and I decided to adopt. But we always knew we had a few spare kids lying around, so we borrowed one. And we see the fucking reveal what they did to Tim Drake. It's like, holy shit! Where he's just like, and Bruce just fucking flips, where he rips out of this, like, these bonds that Joker kept him in, and he has this knife that he was cutting himself out of, like, subtly. The Joker and Harley didn't notice, and he fucking throws it at Joker, tries to kill him. He tries to kill him in that scene. Like, he was like, that's it, and Joker just fucking dodged. That's why the Joker's having so much fun. He's like, yeah, you're fucking trying to kill me finally. I got you. And they do that whole thing, and I love it. And I love it, Chan. And then that's that moment. It's I know this fucking dialogue by heart, where he does the whole family memories, where he shows, you would have admired the boy, so strong, but then all the sins and the shocks began to take their toll, and the boy began to share such secrets with me, secrets that are mine alone to know. Bruce, it's true, Batsy. I know everything. And like the little boy who opens his Christmas presents, how sadly anticlimactic. Behind all the stern and batterings, you're nothing but a little boy crying for mommy and daddy. It'd be funny if it wasn't so pathetic. Ah, what the hell? I'll laugh anyway. And I love it. And then punch. Love it. Vanny, thank you for the biddy. Check your phone to see if you got messages, please. Also, Vanny, good to see you, Vanny. I'm answering your questions right now. I'm on question 2. Joshua, thank you for the 100 biddies. It's so good. It's so fucking good. If you have not seen Batman Beyond, Return the Joker, do it. It's on HBO Max. Watch that shit. Giant Elephant, thank you for the 100 biddies. Joker voice. Thank you, Giant Elfman. It's one of, if you don't like the movie, I have slides. If you don't like the movie, I have slides. I'll break you in two. Oh, Bats, if you had the guts for that, you would have done it years ago. On the other hand, you've lost Batman. Robin is mine. The only thing you'll hear will be the sound of our laughter. Here you go, sonny boy. Deliver the punchline. Do it! Do it! And he shoots him. He's like, that's not funny. That's not. Dies. So good. Naya, thank you for the biddy. Thank you for the biddy. My heart's a pitter-pattering. Whoo! Oh, I love. No, I've reviewed it. Check out that review on my YouTube channel. It's such a great film. Oh, I just love talking about it. Yeah. I will check my phone. Vanny. Thank you. I got it, Vanny. Thank you so much. I got it. Appreciate that. Cheers and salute to you, sir. May the wings of news of feather your shake those heaven as we speak. Happy to have you here as well. Oh, my Lord. Oh, man. Chris, voice actor, thespian. That's one of my goals someday. Not to be a thespian, but I would love to be a voice actor. For video games, cartoons, or what have you, movies even. Now, I would love to do that. Or be like part of a series. I've talked about this before. I think it was a Patreon question, previous episode. I would love to be involved in a show that is beloved. It's like, I'm just so proud to be in this show. Something like an Avatar, The Last Airbender. Something like a Batman, the animated series. I could point to that. I was like, I fucking love doing this. That's what tires and booze, Vanny. The two things we need in our lives. Actually, we do. Oh, you're a good voice actor, Chris Nolan. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. To do the Joker would be amazing. I would try to change up the voice, though, because I don't want to just do a Hamill impression. I can do Hamill's Joker. I know I can do Hamill's Joker. It's so much fun. We do a Dead or Alive extreme detail about someday, yes. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. We know he has Joker and George Lucas. Oh, I got George Lucas. I got Joker. I got Schmeagol Gollum. I got that. I got Bane. I could do Bane chat. Oh, yeah. That wouldn't be an issue for me. Mm-hmm. If you ever need Bane, I got it. Tom Hardy, Bane, I can do it. Oh, Lord. I don't know what the question was. Oh, we were talking about Batman. That's right, Batman. But, yeah, that particular scene. So, yes, chat, just to reiterate, characters that I think How you balancing people who are can be both brutal and compassionate, as Vanny was asking. Jamie Lannister, Oberyn Martell from Game of Thrones, Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, Grunkle Stan from Gravity Falls, Goliath from Gargoyles, and of course Batman from Batman the Animated Series and the greater DCAU. So feel was a question about complicated TV characters or something, because if so, it's more about, like, you know, compassion but brutal characters, that kind of thing. Just being a mix, he does terrible things and has so much heart. He's basically a little less puppy, and I know, and always a big fierce dog. It's a good one. Just Pickman's an excellent suggestion, film freak. I like that. I do, bang. Ah, yes, Batman. I am this credit card's reckoning. Ah, Joshua. There you go. I can do Patrick Gertz's voice. I know. I love doing Harley Quinn, Bane, or you know that version of the character, which is basically Tom Hardy's Bane. I love that. I'm Bane. Yes, totally insane. I know Batman is Bruce Wayne. I love that shit. I can do Lucas. Wow, draft. What's draft? I can do Lucas Black. Woo-wee, I can do Lucas Black. You goddamn right, Shia. Oh, Lord. But now, my friends, we'll move on. I am Joshua, your man now, and I am this credit card's reckoning. Ah, the pit. Be good. Now we're going to move on to the ending question from Manny. The Witcher series is one of the most satisfying endings in gaming, with the Blood and Wine dispassionate ending, with Geralt acknowledging that the adventure's over and he can finally rest. Agreed. Great piece of DLC. Geralt even looks at the camera at the end and gives a slight smile to us as the players. There's even additional epilogue sorts with The Witcher celebrating its 10th anniversary. Can you think of another game franchise that had such a generally complete and satisfying ending? Is this like, we can watch this video. We can watch this. You sent this to me. We'll watch this right here. But can you think of another game franchise that has such a great, generally complete, satisfying? I have a couple. I'll talk about them. Go ahead and let's react to this. Ah, yes, the Porky Pig rap. Oh, chat, you know what's satisfying? You know what's satisfying to me? Porky Pig rap. A Porky Pig rap, chat. That's what fucking satisfying to me. Oh, here we go. We rapping?
You really are Notorious P.I.G.
Mommy.
Oh boy, hey, here goes nothing.
What up? It's Porky Pig. They call me P-double-L-G. Step to me.
Notorious P.I.G. chat.
I was famous before the internet. Since 1935, I've been getting respect. This pig is lit. I'm super legit. Every time I'm out in public, people asking me for pics. You walk the street. How your last name with and then you still off beat. From beginning to the end, I'm here for all the smoke. Your squad ain't all star. Your squad is all jokes. And just with one bar, most famous
It's
of
so
all
awful.
folks. This battle is now over. That's all, folks.
Porky should be replaced with Terrence Howard. So I would like that.
In theaters and on HBO
I would
Max
like
July
that.
16.
So in case you guys missed that, there you go. In case you missed it, chat. Oh, fire bars. It's lit, as the kids would say, chat. It's lit. Let's go ahead and react to this one. Oh no! Oh, I can't watch this. I got to sign my age. God damn it. Something said there was. Maybe I can find another thing. Hold on. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Look at Boston Tupac. Isn't that Tupac actually used the acronym first for a Biggie in the music? Oh, really? Shit. I didn't know. Well, there you go. I had no idea. Witcher 10 University. Hold on. Witcher 10 year anniversary. The Witcher. Here we go. Let me try this one. Let me try this one, chat. See if this one works. This was, yeah, it's about 2 minutes. See if this one. For whatever reason, I can't sign in on OBS chat for YouTube. I don't know why. It just won't let me do it. It won't let me do it. It's the same one. Damn it. Let me find it again. Oh, here it is. Let me try this one. Let me try it, chat. I gotta do it. I want to do it. I see the link and I want to do it. But whatever it is, it just won't stick the sign. Hey, that did it. Oh, Cyberpunk. Buggy, breathtaking time. Here we go. That was dope. It was lit. So hip and happening, yo. Is this the
Hey,
video, Vanny?
Was just reminiscing and realized, damn, been ages since we last saw each other.
Exaggerate swagger of Miss Phil Collins. Yes, he did.
You know me.
Don't do that
Got a
again.
hard time staying put. Though, Regis says I'm getting old. Drops in with herbs for trysts sometimes. Strange species I've never seen.
Look at everybody. It's all the all the
Grab
people.
Yennefer, lock themselves in her lab, spend all day brewing. Wouldn't dare interrupt them.
Never saw this.
Not that
It's
I'm
nice.
complaining. Gives me time to help the guys with their contracts. Although, can't shake the feeling they mainly
Playing
take
Gwent.
jobs nearby. Lambert practically lives here. As I said, find it hard to sit still. Except, things are good here, you know? I'm good. We play Gwent, drink wine, swipe grapes from Anarietta's vineyards the odd moonlit night. Vesemir'd enjoy that especially.
This is nice.
Been through hell and high water, you and me.
Oh, he's talking to
Fact
me.
is, you know
He's
more
talking
than
to
the
us.
rest of
Oh
us.
my God.
Actually, wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Oh wow. This is
Thanks
cool.
for everything. And know we all miss you, old friend.
Oh wow.
So, might be my birthday, but I say, here's to you.
Hell yeah. That's
Now,
like the
tell
horse.
us how
Fucking
you're
roach.
doing.
The horse was in there. That was fantastic. Now that was something. That was cool. Thank you for sharing that, Vanny. That was amazing. That was to us indeed. That was really cool. Let me go ahead and get that one image. Yeah, hell yeah, team. Love that. That's good shit. Yeah, they didn't have to do something like this. He didn't even have to do something like that. That was really nice. Just creating a whole cutscene just to celebrate The Witcher. Very nice. Very cool, man. Well, thanks for sharing that. Not running nice spots. So when does Superman start building a computer in this? No. No, it didn't happen. No. Rich glitched into the house. Goddamn right he did. That's an excellent shot right there. That's beautiful. That's a wallpaper, I bet, on a number of computers, chat. Every time. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. I love this. Like, oh shit, he's talking to us. That was great. Really great. But to get back to your question, Vanny. To get back to your question. So, can you think of another game franchise that had a genuinely complete and satisfying? And that is hard. Like The Witcher 3, and the Blood and Wine DLC, which really wraps up everything, and just it's a goodbye. It's a goodbye. Kind of like the Citadel DLC in Mass Effect 3, although better, I think. It's hard to think of another video game franchise that had ended on such just good terms. I think with everything they had in the entire franchise. There's a couple that I particularly liked. I don't know if other people might like them, but I like the Walking Dead ending. The Telltale's The Walking Dead chat where we said goodbye to the Clementine character. I really like that, where, you know, she finally found a family. She finally found a place where she feels safe to raise her adopted son, to fall in love, and I really like that. That was good to me. I liked the whole thing where she gives the hat to her adopted son, and he puts it on the mantle chat with all the other knickknacks they've acquired throughout their lifetime. It's like, now you can rest now, Clementine. I thought that was very, very beautiful ending for The Walking Dead. Absolutely love that. Portal 2, I think, had a great answer. The Portal, the people asked for Portal 3, and say, I asked for Portal 3. But I think of like the Portal series, like Portal 2 had an excellent ending, where it was basically just, you know, GLaDOS saying, get the fuck out. You know what? You can leave. But then her and the entire Aperture Science AI and all the robots and shit, they sing this fucking song, and it's so beautiful. It's absolutely incredible. Like that ending song. I'll go ahead and look that up. I think I'd be okay to play that, but the Portal 2 ending is so goddamn good. It's so long. It's really long. Oh, yeah, here it is. Portal 2 ending. This is so great. And of course, you remember like the original Portal 1 song. There you go. Oh, Slayer. Oh, man. Man, I'm talking about video game endings. Of course it's going to be spoilers. Of course there's going to be spoilers. I'm talking about video game endings. Now, come on. You can't get mad at me for that one. You know, come on. The question is literally about video game endings. And you know I go into like thick, robust, girthy, well-endowed detail. You know I do that. You can't get mad at me for that. Just mess with you. Okay. But the one for, let me go down to here, chat. The Portal 2 ending is fantastic. I think this is fine to play. I mean, it's video game footage, so it should be good. But this shit is good. Watch this ending right here, chat. It's a fucking musical.
Oh, thank God you're all right.
She's like, thank God you're right. Now get the fuck out. I hate you.
Carolyn taught
I
me
loved
a
it.
valuable lesson.
It's such a
I thought
beautiful,
you were
just
my
musical
greatest
ending
enemy.
to this game.
When
That's why you don't really
all
need a
alone,
third
you were
one.
my best friend.
I mean, it doesn't.
The surge of emotion that shot
It's not
through me when I
necessary.
saved your life
They do wrap
taught
everything
me
up,
an
really?
even more valuable lesson, where Carolyn lives in my brain.
Carolyn, deleted.
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She's like, all right, time to kill
You
you.
know, I
love that. Goodbye, Carolyn.
The best solution to a problem.
I'm gonna see
is
Black Widow
usually
probably
the
next Friday or
easiest
Saturday.
one. And I'll be honest.
And I'll do like a review.
Killing you is hard. You know what my days used to be like? I just tested. Nobody murdered
Good times.
me, or put me in a potato,
Good times, chat.
or fed me to birds.
Okay, see, I'm right
I
there
had
with
a
you, man. I'll
pretty
talk about
good
Uncharted
life.
4 in a second.
And then you showed up.
You
dangerous,
fucking son of a bitch.
lunatic. So you know what? You win.
Just get the fuck out.
Just go.
Get out of here. I'm done with you.
It's been fun. Don't come back.
Oh, yeah, this is spoilers, shit. This is full fucking spoilers. All right, we're dealing with endings. So if you never played Portal 2, you want to play Portal 2, then mute this. Come back like in less than 3 minutes. Boom, gonna kill you. It's like, oh no! It's not what you think, though. I think the cake is here at one point. Cake! They have like the gianter in the background. Are they gonna make a third game? I mean, Valve can't count to 3. They refuse to count to 3. It's like a reverse. It's a reverse Andrew Ride, exactly. Very much this. Get the fuck out. You're free. It's like, oh my God, it's cathartic. It's like, oh. There you go. It opens it up to the apocalypse. I don't know. Beautiful ending. And the song keeps going too. Like there's a whole nother part of the song when you get to the credits. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, go. Yeah, look at that. Now take the companion cube with you. Beautiful ending, beautiful ending. Portal 2 I think is high on that list. I think for a lot of people it is. It's just great. Like Portal 1, Portal 2, amazing games. Love those games. I gotta play on stream someday. Very satisfying. Both have great endings. Even the stuff even before that, where after Glaus, you talk with Glaus, like everything you do with Wheatley and how you gotta all right, get the fuck out of here, Wheatley. Send him off to space. Love that. Love that. So definitely Portal 2 is high on my list. I would say Portal 2, Telltale's The Walking Dead for me. A couple others I also have on here. I really like, the series is going to continue on, but I think Uncharted 4, A Thief's End is a great wrap-up for Nathan Drake, for Elena, their story. Hell, even Sully and the brother character. Who knows? I mean, I think he's going to keep being featured and stuff. But definitely for Nate and Elena and their family and showing their daughter Cassie. I love that. How that will probably inspire her to continue. I mean, the carry on the Drake family name and the expeditions and being a fucking thief. Who knows? But I just love that where finally Nate got the life that he always wanted. He got the family he always wanted. He got the success he was always desperately trying to achieve. He got to have one great last adventure chat. But yeah, definitely the wrap up. And especially when you play, like, you take over as, and I love how it sets it up because early in the game, Elena's playing a video game, and it's Crash Bandicoot, and you play Crash Bandicoot as Nathan Drake, which is really funny. Because, Crash Bandicoot was made by Naughty Dog back in the day. And then how the ending starts is you're playing Crash Bandicoot again for, like, whatever reason. You realize, oh, shit, you're playing the daughter of Nathan Drake playing Crash Bandicoot. And you go through your house and you see all these memories and you pick up these letters and you read about all the other characters until you then go to the Forbidden Room where it's all of Nate and Elena's stuff they've acquired over the course of the games. All these things from, and you find the one piece which is from the original game. I forget what it is. But I think it's the doubloon. I think it's it must have been the doubloon or something. And she's asking about all this, and fucking Lane's like, you gotta have the talk with her. And he's like, okay. And he tells her about their adventures where they found the sarcophagus of Sir Nathan Drake, but he wasn't in there. And he goes and he tells her while Elena watches as they walk down the beach. It's a really beautiful thing. I love that. It's a perfect wrap up for that character. Now, again, I do think the Uncharted franchise will continue. I'm not saying Naughty Dog's involved. There's already stories out there that Sony's going to put another studio on it, and they're going to do more Uncharted games. I'm not surprised. If they do that with the Cassie character, if they do that with the Chloe Frazier, because that wasn't the last Uncharted game. We did get, Uncharted Lost Legacy, which focused on Chloe Frazier and Nadine Ross and Sam Drake. So we can see more of that one. But in terms of Nathan, it was a good closure for him and his wife, Elena. I absolutely love that. It's a great to wrap up. Elena and Nathan, I love Cassie's discovery and, how I could branch off of her, but having Nathan Drake finally have that life. Yes, he finally got that life, which he always deserved. Agreed. Mathos, I still have my Uncharted 4 for my PS4 exclusivity, gray blue, still in its plastic wrapping. I don't think I've ever going to open it, just have it in the future. Man, you should play it. You should play it. Casey, I love that as they walk down the beach and they give the talkers. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you nailed it. They nailed it. Broadway Tim, Chris, what's your favorite ending of the Stanley Parable? Never played it. I never played the Stanley Parable. I think I have to play that someday. So I can't say. That boy, King's Quest 2016 was a perfect wrapping up of a whole King Quest series, going through Sir Graham's whole life until he is an old man telling stories to his granddaughter. Then the epilogue is the granddaughter starting her own quest. What? That's cool. I never played those. Oh, Chloe Frazier was a great addition. I love Chloe Frazier. I love that I loved her role in 2, obviously in 3, and then she got her own game, which was great. The voice actress that plays her, I always forget her name, but just such a great job. Oh my God, please play the Stanley Parable on stream. Funniest stream I ever watched. I know, I will definitely. I know of it. I've seen the trailer for it. I've seen some gameplay, but I will definitely play the Stanley Parable someday. No question. Some other ones, chat, that are off the top of my head, but this is kind of weird. It's, I'd have to say Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 for me. And they kind of go, hand in hand. They're part of the same franchise. Red Dead Redemption 1, because I just love it where you play the character of John Marston, who is this ex-outlaw who was forced by the, I think it was the Pinkerton Detective Agency, or the FBI, I forget which one it is, but at the behest of the United States government to hunt down his old compatriots. And that's what the whole premise of the first game is. And when you finally think you're free, and you spend some time on your farm or whatever, it's like, this is kind of weird. But then you realize, like, no, it was all fucking ruse, where they were always going to kill you. You're the last member of the game. They have to kill you. And where John, you've spent all this time with John Marston. You've heard these stories about how he did these evil things, but you see how he interacts with all these characters. Great. It's Red Dead Redemption 1 is, might be my favorite Rockstar game. I love that game. I played it on stream, chat. I love that character of John Marston. And I love where he's like, I have to die in order to save my family, and where this will never end. This violence will never end. This cycle of violence. And where I love that fucking last thing where he sends his wife and he sends his son out on that horse, and he fucking puts his hat on and he opens up the fucking barn doors, and all the Pinkertons and all the FBI agents and all the people are there, and he just does one last fucking shootout, chat, and he just gets shot to shit until he's just on his knees, just coughing up blood until he finally falls down. The wife and son come back. But then you have that epilogue, chat, where you take over as Jack Marston, and it's sad because John, he did everything so his son wouldn't have that life. But the cycle of violence continues, and whereas Jack, you hunt down all the people who are responsible for your father's death until you find the main person, you kill him. Now, I did something even worse, where you can do certain things like you have the option to where, you know, at one point, like the main character who is the main antagonist of the game, you're looking for him as Jack at the end, and you go to his little homestead where you meet his wife because you're asking about where his location is, and the wife's like, oh, he's down there fishing. He's down fishing right now, and you can just leave her. You can just go. You can just go and find it. But I didn't do that. I shot the wife. I killed her because I think that's what Jack would have done because he's been so corrupted by this cycle of violence that I felt that like that's what the character would do in that situation because, you know, it's kind of like a sad ending, like John failed in a way. He kept his family safe, but his son continues that cycle of violence, killed the wife. And I went down there and you shoot the husband. You kill him. You're asking like, you know who I am and all that. Love that. And then the game ends. And I love that moment. That was great. And then, of course, in Red Dead Redemption 2 show, which is a prequel, and mostly a prequel. No, it is a prequel to the events of Red Dead 1, where you play as the Arthur Morgan character, chat. Big part of that game is, you know, you're working with, you know, Dutch Vanderland. Just need a little money, Arthur. Just a little money. And where circumstances happen where you get tuberculosis and you're having this fucking existential crisis and you're dying. But I love that fucking ending with Arthur, where he's riding out to confront the gang, chat, thinking about all of his past decisions, and you have that fucking music playing. That goddamn music playing, chat. I'm going to play a little bit of that music from Red Dead Redemption 2. That's the way it is. It's so beautiful. Red Dead Redemption 2 music. It's like, oh, it hits you, chat. It just hits you. That's the way it is. So fucking beautiful, this piece. Yeah, so you kill Bill Williamson while he's just fishing, damn. Oh, not Bill Williamson. It's the no, you're going after Bill Williamson, and you kill him. You kill him. You kill some other people. It's the Pinkerton guy. It's the FBI guy or whatever his name is. I forget what his name. Ross. I think his name is Ross. Ross. Yeah. That one. But here's the song that plays when you're going to confront your gang. You're trying to save John. You're going to go save John. I love this. Oh, it's so good. Ross was in Red Dead 1 and 2. He's a villain in both games because Red Dead 2 is a prequel.
The many miles we walk, the many things we learn.
You're riding down this road.
The building,
you get all these flashbacks of what you did, all this voiceover. Now I just twerk into chaos. I was crying. I cried. You can watch my stream chat. I was crying at this point.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This song touched me same, and I loved it. And I loved the Arthur Morgan character, and I played him as a good person. But, you know, flawed, obviously. So love that. Love the wrap up to Arthur's story. That was very beautiful. It was great. Just him just dying on that mountain, just looking at the sunset one last time. That was great. So Red Dead 1 ending because it's just kind of like, God damn, it's so sad. The cycle of violence continues. But then Red Dead 2 had that more peaceful ending with Arthur. Like his cycle ended, thankfully. So that is high on my list, both of those games. I love both of them. Another one, Chad, another very emotional ending. And it leads into certain things, or it's implied it can lead into certain things. But Shadow of the Colossus, Chad, where you play this character, I believe, Wander, correct? It's where it's basically you play this warrior who has his horse, and he goes throughout this land killing these giant titans, these colossi, chat, and it's to absorb their essence, their soul, so he can bring his beloved back. And you go throughout the game, and you notice you start to change over time as you do these actions, and where it transforms you. You look more and more evil over time. You realize, like, oh, is what you're doing is this for a good reason? Is it worth killing these incredible, amazing creatures, which there seem to be so few of them left in the world, for this one thing? And where eventually you collect all these colossi, souls, essence to bring your beloved back, and then she comes back, but you become a monster. you become a monster, and people arrive. And again, you're not none of this is like told to you. It's all kind of like you're trying to figure it out for yourself. It's like, huh? People go to you and they try to stop you, and magic mumbo jumbo happens or whatever, and you are then transformed, or whatever you were is transformed into something new, and you turn into this baby. You turn into this horned baby, and it's like you realize, oh shit, this is a setup for Ico, which was the game that came before Shadow of the Colossus, where you're born anew as this thing which views you to surprise, an abomination. It's like, oh my god. I thought it acts as such a wonderful ending just for the game in general, but also for a wonderful setup for that game. And so the ending to Shadow of the Colossus is definitely high in that list. And it's because you go through this game, it's like, oh yeah, I'm killing these beasts, whatever. But it's like, I'm kind of feeling kind of bad about doing this. It's like, am I the bad guy? That's what you realize, chat. And I think that's what I kind of like these endings. And there's a theme, especially for the next game I'm going to bring up. It might be controversial because it has a sequel, but I think it still acts as like you don't need the sequel to appreciate this ending. But I like endings where, or at least in some games, where he's like, oh shit, I've been the bad guy the whole time. Oh, god damn. And I love that with Shadow of the Colossus. Like, that was really, really cool. Or at least, you're not the nicest guy in the world. A guy or gal. And the last one, chat, I'll say is The Last of Us Part 1. Which I know it got a sequel. I know The Last of Us Part 2 and things happened at the events of Last of Us. I know. But I really, really enjoyed that ending. Because much like in the Shadow of the Colossus, I realized, like, oh shit, I'm the bad guy. Where Joel, the character which you guys are all familiar with, this man it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where this parasitic infection has, decimated the planet, where people are becoming these fungi, zombie abominations. And you are tasked to bring this girl who is immune to the zombie virus from like Boston all the way to like, I don't know, like New Mexico or something. And you go on this journey with her and you become like a father figure to her. And, at the very end, when you get to the hospital where they're going to perform the procedure, you learn that, well, in order to make the cure, we need to kill her. And the Joel character is like, yeah, fuck that. And you go on this rampage of the hospital, killing all these people, all the Fireflies of the group that is trying to save the world, basically. And you go, I remember distinctly, chat, where you go into the room and they're performing the surgery, and you open the doors, and they're about to, dissect her, basically. And I think like one guy comes at you, and I think you shoot him or whatever. That's what you do. I think it happens in the cutscene, maybe, or maybe you do it. But then there's the other two doctors there, and they're like just like, oh shit, we're just gonna back up. And they're screaming. There's one female doctor who's just screaming. But in my own mind, I thought Joel would kill these people. He would absolutely kill these people. And then even though they were like, okay, shit, fucking take her. All right, man. We're backing up. But I'm like, nah. And I killed that one guy, and I shot the screaming woman in the face with a shotgun. And then I picked up Ellie because I'm like, that's because I got in the mind of the character almost. This is how I felt. I got in the mind of that character, and I took her, and I ran out of there. And you're confronted by this woman who sent you on this quest to begin with, who is asking, like, don't fucking do this. Okay, we could save the world, all right? And you shoot her, and she basically begging for her life. And she's like, please, please, don't kill me, please. And Joel just goes, you just come after us. Boom, shoots her right in the fucking face, like threw her hand into the head. And I love it where Ellie comes to in the car, and Ellie's like, what happened? And Joel's like, oh, it didn't work. It just didn't work. And she goes, oh, no. And then she's like, what are we going to do now? It's like, we're going to go back to my brother's place, his compound, his village, town, or whatever. And you go there, and I love the last scene where you're traveling. Ellie's very quiet, and you're almost on the kind of like the border of the town. And she stops, and she asks you a question. I want to know, like, what happens, what you're telling me, is it true? And Joel pauses, and he goes, yes, it's true. And she goes, okay. And I love that ending. I love that ending so much because of everything's based, their relationship at this point right now is all based on a fucking lie. And of course the fucking, chickens come home to roost. With The Last of Us Part 2. And I wasn't bothered by that because I was like, oh, Joel's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Now, again, people are like, well, he's a father figure to Ellie, and he did this because he loved this girl. Like, I get that. But he doomed the world. He fucked the world. And it's like, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm a villain. But he always was a villain. Joel was like, you learn throughout the entire game. He's like, he's not a great person. But I like that. I like that. Some people think Joel is an angel who never hurts any innocent people, which is like, it's fucking bullshit. But, you know, I really like that I played this super morally ambiguous character. I love that about him. I mean, I know some people think that he is this great altruistic figure, and he's not. I don't know where that mindset came from personally, but I'm not going to get in the weeds. I'm not going to get in the fucking weeds of that because I know it's a whole thing. But I love that the ending and their relationship is based on a lie. And it's like, God, that's so sad. And it sticks with you. It sticks with you. And it's such a powerful ending. Yeah. Joel's not a bad guy. He may have fucked the world, but he deserved better. And I disagree, man. I think he is a bad guy. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't want to go. I've talked about this many times before. We've had these conversations many times before about this. And we just have to, I don't want to start it. But all I'll say is The Last of Us Part 1 ending, that is definitely one of my favorite endings in video games. Really loved it. I'm not going to do it. We're going to agree to disagree. Because I know it's controversial, but that's how I fucking feel. That's how I feel. No, I shout out there. I think Metal Gear Solid 3. I mean, again, it's weird because it's like a prequel, and there's a lot of other games, and they gotta answer other questions. But I like the ending of Metal Gear Solid 3, at least the main ending, the main point of it, where the whole premise of the game is you play this character, Naked Snake, who is a protege of this military operative, the boss, who was his mentor and lover, a lot of things. And you're going on this mission because the U.S. government tells you, oh, she's a fucking traitor and you got to kill her. She knows all these secrets. She's endangering the United States. She's endangering American lives, the lives of the world. And he's like, all right. And he does this. But you learn over the course of the game that, it was all fucking lies. She didn't betray anyone. You know, that wasn't the reason. You know, it was for this whole other thing. And she was a complete innocent person. And it was all about corruption and shit. And you end up killing her anyway. And it's like, shit. And then where you're lauded as a hero, but that's when, and then you're dubbed the big boss. That's when you're like, oh shit, you're big boss. He was a villain throughout the entire Metal Gear series, and he's like, this is all fucking fake, and you're all a bunch of fucking phonies, and it's all a lie. And that's why he comes up with the idea. It's like, no, I want to protect soldiers. That's his whole thing. That's the whole Big Boss's thing. I want to protect these soldiers who are abused and used and thrown away like they're nothing. Like, I understand the boss's motivation. Big Boss's motivation is great. That's why he's my favorite character in Metal Gear. And he does all these various schemes and programs and stuff throughout the entire series. But I like the last moment where he goes to the graves of like the unknown soldiers. He goes to the boss's grave and salutes her. And he cries. And I was like, that's such a really powerful fucking ending, chat. Really love MGS3. Oh my God, yes, Spider-Man PS4 ending. That is another great ending, Thunderly. With Aunt May. I'm glad you actually brought that up. I forgot about that one. Where they kill Aunt May. And it's satisfying. Not like her death is satisfying, but it's just on an emotional level, everything's satisfying when he's being in character, saying, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm going to help you. And she says, take off that mask. I want to see my nephew. And because she's known for so long. And it's so powerful. She's telling him, listen, you got to save all these people, not just one person. And because it's the right thing to do. And he's like, oh, and he's like, he's so mad at himself because he wants to save his mother, basically, the person who raised him. And she passes away. She dies. I even like the stuff beforehand, chat, with Otto Octavius, with Doc Ock, where, you learn that he always fucking knew that Peter was Spider-Man. And he did all these horrible things. And he hurt him, tried to kill him and everything. And I just love that where Otto, like, Peter actually broke through the Otto. He's like, Peter, I know, you're right. And we can fix this. And, of course, we can solve this together, and your secret is safe with me. And he says that in such a way where Peter picks up on that, and he's like, you motherfucker. And he's like, I'll get you the best help that I can in prison. He's like, Peter, He's just screaming, Chad, because he's so mad because he's what he wants. He's consumed by vengeance with Norman Osborn, and he's so scared because of that muscle deterioration disease that he has. He's like, I just want to get out of this useless body, and I love that. That's such a great moment too, a part of the ending. And of course, him making up with MJ. I really love that too, and them rekindling their romance and relationship. That's a beautiful ending. Oh. Batboy off, that French indie RPG that starts a quest by the Batter to cleanse evil from the world. And in the end, after you wipe basically all life from the world, the game then reveals the Batter's the villain in the final boss battle against the helpless baby. Damn! Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is a great ending. I agree. I like Ghost of Tsushima. He chose not to kill Uncle. I did not kill him. I did not kill him. Which is emotional, especially if you follow the series. Yeah, I got teary-eyed during the Spider-Man game. I definitely got teary-eyed during the Aunt May thing. I was like, oh boy. I legit cried at a young high school guy played MG3. A lot of people did. I think it's probably the best ending of the series, is Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah. But those are some of mine, Chad. Those are some of mine. You guys are posting some Metal Gear Solid 3 and 4. Very emotional and strong. Well done. Spider-Man PS4 ending. Modo, know that Last of Us based on a real fungus. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen that. It's like, it's fucked up. These just passovers to humans, you know? Pretty cool. Sun's getting low. Sun's getting low, big guy. I love that. I knew as soon as I brought up the Last of Us, people were going to be like, whoa, here we go. Especially my view on the Joel character. Ari, you like the Ari Village ending? It's fun. Big surprise for me, Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers was amazing. Really like the ending, too. I like the ending to 6. 6 has a good ending. I like 6's ending. I like 9's ending. I like 7's. 7 has a good ending. Yeah, I thought the key see the ghost will be hunted down, never know peace. Yeah, that's a powerful fucking line. Ghost of Tsushima. That's getting like a new re-release, director's cut, where you get a whole new island or stuff to explore. It's pretty cool. Yeah, 15 was strong. See, I never completed 15. I was not a fan. I was not a fan. I did not like a lot of those characters of that story, but hey. You liked it? You liked it. That's what it is. It worked for you, worked for you. Again, I didn't even see the ending, so I can't even say. That was one ending was cool, too. The plot twist at the very end. Oh, yeah. Go on. Call of Duty's had some fun endings. I agree. Yeah, Chip. Those are just a couple of top of my head. You guys mentioned some great ones that I forgot to put on the list. But, yeah, Spider-Man's up there. No doubt about that. Ghost of Tsushima, I think, is really cool. But yeah, the ones that really affected me, the ones that came to my mind first, Walking Dead, Portal 2, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, Shadow of the Colossus, Last of Us Part 1. And Witcher. I'd put The Witcher, Blood and Wine, which, then he went into detail about, which acting the epilogue as a, like, you can rest now, Garrett. You can finally fucking rest. Which I think is really cool. Really cool. Ty, thank you so much for the, for the 6 minis. Arkham City. I like that one. Batman carries out the Joker. It's like, oh, yeah, just that relationship, the way that it ends. And where, the Joker, he wants this fucking cure. Batman has it. And the Joker, he does the whole thing with Clayface and things. And, Batman is like, why should I give this to you? You'll just take this and you'll break out of Arkham. You'll just hurt so many more people. And Joker's like, think of it as a running gag. And he stabs Batman, but because he stabs Batman in the arm, he drops the vial for the cure. He goes, no! And he starts like, he's like, are you happy now? And Batman's like, despite everything you've done. And he says, because he says, you know what's funny? Despite everything you've done, I still would have saved you. And the Joker's like, you know what? That's pretty funny. And he dies. Great. God of War. Yes, God of War 2018 has an excellent emotional ending between father and son where, they finally do bond. Where Kratos finally, he's like, all right, I got to forgive myself. I can't keep torturing myself. And he has, a moment of peace. I love that, where he embraces his son. Beautiful moment. Sets up some other stuff. That actually is pretty funny. I loved it. That's a big old happy grin. He's like, yeah, it was a good joke. Boy. Yeah, know some good ones, Chad. Some good ones. Very, very nice. Very good. But now, we can go ahead and move on to Vanny's content creator question. I told you, it's a long stream tonight. I got a lot more questions after this one. Content creator question. One would think that Geralt of Rivia wouldn't have that many friends, considering he is viewed as a necessary pariah on the society and is often treated like shit. True. However, he is surprisingly large circle of friends, comrades, and lovers. Oh, yeah, he likes to fuck. His relationships have helped Geralt grow as a person, which makes the epilogue in the video I referenced earlier much sweeter. As a content creator who works with a small network of folks, Alex Manal, DT Crew, etc., and creates a lot of content. So you also have a large network that you can interact with on a very regular basis. How have these various communities changed you? Can you look back on who you were before streaming and now identify as a major change? It's a couple things. Yeah, just not as self-conscious, I think, about myself. Not nearly self-conscious as I was. Not always, questioning myself or second-guessing myself all the time. I feel a lot more open. I think I'm more social. I'm able to speak my mind with more confidence. I definitely feel more confident being engaged like this. It's helped out significantly. I think it's made me mentally healthier, physically healthier. Just this constant engagement. Because I feel like at my job, I'm not really fucking friends with anyone at my day job. They're coworkers. They're like, we're all there to do one thing, and people come and go or whatever, and people talk shit about each other behind each other's back, and it's just like, God damn it, it's not a good environment to be in. It's a caustic, toxic environment. But this one, I'm just so happy to know people like you guys. You make doing this, as I said before, so much fun. It's like a weight. It was like a weight off my shoulders, shit, where I can, I don't have to do something I hate for a living. I can really hurt a person. I can really hurt a person mentally and physically and emotionally in so many different ways. And be able to do this, just simple Q&A with people, going back and forth, having fun, joking around, opening up. Like, it's made me open up more. It made me more honest about myself and what I want in life. I think we're conditioned by society, this very Puritan society where it's like we can't open up about what we really want. It's like, nah, fuck that. No, keep that all downside. Don't do it. It's like, nah, I want to open up about what I want and what I want to do, how I want to express myself, and I want to create. I mean, this naturally, but it could be anything. It doesn't have to be streaming or something. Like, it's applied to all different people. But for me, it was this. And I feel healthier for it. I feel like a healthier person for it. And I owe you guys, you are the major reason for that. So thank you. Thank you for letting this happen, chat. Fern, good to see you. Hope you're doing very well, Fern. Welcome. Chris, if not Twitch streamer, would have been Michael Douglas from Falling Down. It was there. You never know. You never know. Yeah, it would not have been good. It would not have been good. But no, it's made me a better person, mentally, physically, socially. If I had stayed at that job, and I had been at a desk job, and just that fucking bureaucracy just fucking hammering down on me every day, I would have been miserable. I've been so miserable. I wish I would have done this earlier. I wish I would have started streaming earlier, even before the job, like years ago, like even many years ago. I started this, and I should have left my day job earlier and just like, hey, just fucking risk it and just do it, and focus on this and make it the best possible thing possibly. Now I'm doing that. Now it's getting better, so this is amazing. Need a Chris Hard Hands email, but yes, Hard Hands, chat. So thank you for letting this happen. I've seen you since the beginning, so it's made. Third, yes, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this, man. Thank you for making this real and corporeal. I love doing it, chat. So here's to many more years, chat. May the wings of a feather shake the bills of heaven as we speak. Cheers and salute to you guys and for all of your incredible support. Thank you. And I want to make it even better for you guys. I'm always working on that. Got those hearts in the chat. Heart, hands, Mr. Revan, yays, and hives, chat. You know what else I need inside me, chat? Alcohol. I'll be right back, chat. I'm going to make myself another alcoholic beverage. In the meantime, please entertain yourselves amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. Stick around, chat. I'll continue on reading these questions. Your patience. I have returned. There you go. Chair's looking sexy. Miss Mistress Chair, of course. Of course. Oh. But I have returned, chat. All hail the chair, indeed. Indeed. But now, we can go ahead and move on to next question, chat. Music question. This one, this is from Vanny again. I believe this is Vanny's last question. It is. Music question. This one is going to be a bit different. Geralt has a very distinct voice in Witcher game. He does. He sounds like this. Witcher games, and has become as iconic as his two swords and scar. Excuse me. What other video game characters has an absolutely iconic voice? And why are you about to say it's Commander Shepard? Well, I'll hold off on Commander Shepard, but chat. Obviously, we got to talk about damn Razor Hail, Marcus Phoenix. John DiMaggio's Marcus Phoenix had that fucking growl of his, but he's like, damn, which I also use for Letty, who also says, funny enough, also says Dom in the same exact way that Marcus Phoenix does in Gears of War, chat. No question about Marcus Phoenix. That's high on my list in all those games. I mean, Marcus Phoenix, he is, you know, I guess he's not really a dude, but he's always kind of relegated, like, he's a dude bro character. I mean, he looks like a dude bro character, because he has the fucking soul patch, like the early games, he has the soul patch, he has the do-rag on, and everything. He looks like he has these giant, all the characters look just super fucking muscular, these giant hands for bricks, and everything, these giant meat patty hands, and these huge sausage fingers, like, they have exaggerated bodies and stuff, but I never really looked at Marcus Phoenix is like a dude bro. He seems to be just kind of quiet and brooding, if anything. And he loud when he needs to be. But definitely Marcus Phoenix has an iconic voice. And John DiMaggio has played him well across all the games in the series, chat. And I love grouchy, even more grouchy Marcus. Like, Marcus Phoenix is always destined to be an old curmudgeon. You know, I mean, that's what we always wanted to see. And he's perfect in Gears of War 4 and Gears 5. I love him in those two. But I've always liked the Marcus Phoenix character. Love a lot of the characters in Gears series. They're just fun. Marcus Phoenix, though, very iconic voice. I mean, the Coltrane, baby! Woo! I love him Coltrane, but definitely Marcus Phoenix above all. High on my list. Atlas from Bioshock. Would you kindly? He has that Irish accent. He's always talking to you, boyo. And I love him for that, because he is your guide through the majority of that game until the fucking twist in it. But always saying, would you kindly pick up that wrench over there and pick up that plasma? Would you kindly, like all that shit. Like, definitely, I think Atlas from Bioshock is an iconic voice, chat, since he's really he's kind of like your Jiminy Cricket through a lot of that game. He attempts to act as your conscience. He is your narrator. He is your exposition deliverer, chat. And you realize Atlas is actually Frank Fontaine. But I would say Atlas's voice is especially iconic just because of that fucking line. Of course. Other people like Mario. Mario's voice actor. I forget Mario's voice actor's name, but you know, he's like, let's go. It's like, let's play. Wahoo! Wahoo! Like, Mario definitely has an iconic voice, especially when we started to hear his voice in those 3D games. Like, when I think of like Mario's voice, we might have heard his voice beforehand in other titles. But when I distinctly remember hearing Mario's voice for the first time, it was something like in Mario 64. And just him going, yeah, like all doing all those little voices and whoop, you know, all that. That's the go. Mario definitely. Super iconic voice, even though he barely says anything. Does he even say words? He just most screams or just, you know, yips or whatever. Or yahoo! Like all that shit. We mentioned it before, but, you know, Nolan North. I don't know if he's done a lot of voices, chat, but I think his most iconic character is Nathan Drake. And, you know, he's that smarmy thief that you love. You know, he's that Indiana Jones who's like a little more morally ambiguous. But yeah, definitely Nathan Drake. Solid Snake. David Hayter's Solid Snake, you know. Everything from Colonel Otacon, you know, has this deep growl. You know, or Big Boss. Big Boss Solid Snake, I'd say. Both of them, very iconic. Scorpion, you know, his iconic, like, get over here. Like, every time you say, get over here. Like, that line always stands out. That deep, guttural voice of his. I would say Scorpion, that piece of dialogue. Definitely. Sam Fisher from the Splinter Cell series, chat. You know, Michael Ironside, who, you know, I mean, who has that fucking just baritone of a voice. It's so good. It's like, that's when they recasted Sam Fisher in, like, Splinter Cell Blacklist. I think it was the last Splinter Cell game we ever got. Because I know they've done other things, like with Sam Fisher. He's been in Rainbow Six Siege. He's been in Ghost Recon. I know. But I'm saying, like, the first proper Splinter Cell game. And I was like, yeah, fucking Michael Ironside, he is Sam Fisher. He has that fucking voice, and it works so well. The other guy they got, and not offense against the voice actor. I mean, it was a big role for him. I'm not going to, you know, just shit on him or anything. But it's just like, when you get Michael Ironside, who is known for his voice and for his voice acting, it's hard to replace that. And that's such an iconic voice. I mean, for everyone, Michael Ironside is fucking Sam Fisher. Master Chief. I mean, I need a weapon. You know, I think Master Chief has an iconic voice, chat. Always the lines. He doesn't speak much, but when he fucking does, you remember it. And you know how often I fucking, you hear me say certain lines of dialogue when I play games, and I say, I need a weapon. I remember that from Halo 2. When, he's with goddamn, you know, Apone. When he's with, you know, guy from the Aliens movies, chat. And right before the fucking Covenant are attacking goddamn Africa, chat. And he turns to the fucking sergeant and he says, I need a weapon. Of course. So goddamn good. GLaDOS, which we just heard before, chat. I mean, one of the video game's greatest villains of all time. There's no doubt about that. Incredibly funny. Has that kind of... It's interesting. It's like she has that, at first, that monotone computer voice. But then as like the first Portal game goes on, it gets more sarcastic, more biting. And then Portal 2 should, like, her personality like really comes out. But yeah, absolutely GLaDOS, no question. Wonderful, incredible villain. And just iconic in the way she speaks. And then, yeah, Commander Shepard, of course. Now, listen, I love Mark Mear's Commander Shepard. He's fun, but Jennifer Hale is the superior voice actor of the Mark Mear, and she has a little more inflection. She has a little more emotion in her voice. And yeah, I think Jennifer Hale's Commander Shepard is high up on that list. She does a fantastic job. Hey, we're fucking playing Ratchet and Clank right now, Chet. She's the river. I mean, Jennifer Hale's one of the best actors to ever live. You know, she just does amazing work, you know, across the board, whether it be in the cartoons or the video games or whatever. But yeah, no, her Commander Shepard is always great. Always love it, yeah. Also, Michael Bell is Raziel, also from Legacy of Kain. Pikachu, same voice as played Pikachu now subs 9. Good for that person. Holy shit, since the 90s. That's goddamn good. Liquid Snake. Grizzly game, anti-heroes, villains, so many. Kratos. Ares. Athena. He has an icon. Yep. I will say that the question is, like, iconic voice. Doesn't that mean, like, whether I like it, but Kratos definitely has an iconic voice. They changed the voice actors in God of War 2018. It's the guy that's from Stargate Atlantis. He does a fantastic job, though. But that's good. That's a good point. Yeah, Simon Templeton as Kane from Legacy Kain, where he speaks as both predatory and Shakespearean. Mike Arnside once poked me in the stomach at Montreal Comic Con. Poked you in the stomach. Why? Why do you do that? Mike was fantastic. He was. Like, I can't play Bioshock because my mind says funded and twisted playing it. Funded twisted. Nintendo revolutionized the sound protagonists in video games. Woo! But at least they had, like, they made iconic noises. Like Toad's like, hello! Hi! Toad gets, like, he just says hello to you and goodbye. Goodbye! See you later! And he just that screech. It's very iconic. Yeah, Deli Mario's a Luigi. Wario. Wah! You know, Wario has an iconic wah! I love that. I got voices like David Hayter, Solid Snake Goes to Death, played by Michael Wincott in Dark Souls 2. Scorpions, get over here. Yep, man, you got it. You got it, man. You got it. James C. Burns as Frank Woods. Hope you don't actually run into Microsoft Rodriguez in a constant day low. You made her voice sound so manly. I mean, you know, I think I'll never do that. I would do it in front of her. Streaming ahead helped me a lot. Oh, witness! Eric Van is coming. Witness me! Blu-ray TV. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. For those who don't know, my name is Mr. Evan Simmons. Goodbye, Chris. I'm a variety streamer. Movie reviews, tune reviews, gameplay, all sorts of stuff. Q&A, that's what we're doing right now. Class and Glasscast for Esplus Sass. Welcome. Thank you, Blu-ray TV, for sharing your audience with mine. What were you playing? What were you doing today? What was on your docket? I'm curious. Ikuo Tony, the voice of Pikachu in the anime and the games, and she's only in her 50s. Damn, she's been doing so. Wow, for 30 years, she's been doing this. Good for her, since her 20s. Nice. Good. Yeah, hell of a role. Mm-hmm. Happy to have you here. We're talking about iconic voices in video games right now. Mentioned a whole bunch of people. Marcus Phoenix, Alice from Bioshock, Mario, Nathan Drake, Solid Snake, Sam Fisher, Master Chief, list goes on and on. Let me go ahead and head what Vanny wrote there. Sorry, I missed this before, Vanny. Streaming had helped me a lot, too. Without you, Revan, I would have met the Toasties and Alex Bernal and his amazing wife. You met them recently. Who's helped me a ton today with my apartment. Nice. Cheers to Toasties, Revan Knights, Red Mages, and Night Brownies. No, absolutely, thank you. Night Brownies. Absolutely, no. Vanny, it's been so great to get to know you, man. The fact, I mean, what you did for me recently, absolutely incredible. And hey, man, I'm so glad to have you be a part of my community. We have to know the Red Mages and to continue to help your community grow and expand upon. I think it's what's so good about streaming is that you interact with so many people and we help each other. That's what's great about this. Whether it's you, whether it's Joe Halcyon, you know, whether it's Mr. Hummendinger, you know, whoever, Blu-ray TV, who just raided right now. Like, it's great. And it's an absolute pleasure to know so many people and to just build an incredible, vast community that supports one another. Pikachu. Does Chris Redfield count? Yeah, he punches that fucking boulder. I guess, I don't know Chris Redfield count because they change his voice actor often. I guess Leon, you know, I would say Leon's voice actor, Matthew Mercer. Like, who's the guy that played him in 4? Was that Matthew Mercer in 4? I feel like he had an iconic voice. Where's everyone going, bingo? It's like, you know, he has all those fucking weird, like, corny fucking lines. And it's like, this is kind of bad, but there's a charm to it because it's a B movie. I just love all his goddamn lines. It's so funny. Cheers and salute to you, Vanny. Thank you. Happy fuck. Oh, yeah, it's America. Fuck yeah. Gonna save the motherfucking day. Yeah. Cheers. Ever been so interested in a gamer show that you have to take a break because you couldn't even recognize yourself because your mindset became fucked? No. I wouldn't say so. I've never been like, in my later life, I've never been like, I've really cut down being like obsessive over things, just kind of like relax and laid back more than ever. Like I'm more laid back than, you know, because I was an anxious person growing up. And I think it's because of my home life and school and things and, you know, work and stuff that made me very anxious. My family, they're people who suffer from anxiety. And I think living on my own, being by myself, you know, away from that environment has made me a better person, has made me a healthier person, especially mentally. So it's worked out in that regard. But no, there's nothing like I was obsessed with like a property where I was like, it was like to an unhealthy degree, or it changed my way of thinking. Nothing like that. At least nothing's coming to mind immediately. I just, I try not to get so obsessed over things, you know. Like, I like things, of course. Enjoy them, indulge in them, but never too obsessed. Casey, here's the funny thing. I always got Matthew Mercer reviews of Troy Baker because they sound similar. I can see that. No, they do sound similar. I can definitely see that. And you enjoy them Mickey D's, my friend. America. Problem for the raid. I'll just finish playing Smash. We did chat. Very nice, very nice. My chat has asked me to play some Super Smash Bros. I played a little bit way back in the day. I gotta do more I've taken a break from my multiplayer shenanigans, as I call it. So I've been focused on so many single-player games like Ratchet and Clank recently, and the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Playing all those games right now. That's cool. That's good. That's like good old-fashioned multiplayer shenanigans. I love it. I love it. Thank you again, Blu-ray TV. Absolute pleasure to have you here right now. We should play. We should. I gotta get back to multiplayer shenanigans. I do sorts of things on my streams. I do movie reviews. I do tune reviews. I do single player games. I do a lot of watch parties now. People have been really responding well to the watch parties, especially all these new shows like Loki coming out and stuff. So we'll definitely do some more multiplayer shenanigans soon, Chad. Smash Bros would be one of those things. That'd be a fun streaming series. You made Sephiroth? I'm all about the King K rule. My thick daddy lizard. I'm all about that guy. Well, the first game, but for Amnesia fans, there's a voice. There's the voice of Daniel. See, I played Amnesia. I don't remember too much of the voice acting. Oh, wait, I know what you're talking about. Yes. I know what you're talking about. Miss Left 4 Dead streams. Yeah, we got to do more Left 4 Dead. That'd be fun. Your action stems from your dad dressing up as Santa and scaring the crap out of his kids. Is that? Yeah, that might have been a role. Might have played a role in it. Thank you for the video, Luke the Boss. Yeah, it was a combination of things. But that is the last of Vanny's questions. Vanny, excellent questions, chap. Thank you so much, Vanny, for submitting them. Thank you for being a Juicy Game subscriber, good sir. I do appreciate it. For all your patience and all your kindness and for your questions again. Thank you. And now, we got to do It Takes Two, which I've heard very good things about. It's on a lot of people's Game of the Year's lists at the moment. I want to play it. We will play it. Oh, speaking of voices, are you more of a fan of Arlene Sorkin's voice, Harley Quinn, or Tara Strong? I would say Arlene Sorkin. I mean, I don't think Tara Strong. Some people like hate Tara Strong's Harley. I don't hate her Harley. I think it's good. I think she does a good Harley Quinn, but I'm partial to Arlene. I think if anything, Harley like Tara's is a little more shrill. It's not bad. It's good. It's very good. I like Arlene. I actually, and this is probably controversial. I really like Kaylee Coco, and her Harley Quinn. Now it's very much her voice, but she gets exaggerated when she needs to in the show. I really like that version of Harley Quinn. But yeah, I have to rank them for me personally. It would be Arlene Sorkin and then Kaylee Coco, then Tara Strong. Ty, thank you so much for how many is that 10 biddies? Thank you for the 13 biddies. Excuse me. I mean, you got Back 4 Blood. That's true. We got Back 4 Blood coming. Well, that's in October, so that'll be fun. Looking forward to that. More Adventures of Steve Buscemi and Jar Jar, please. Indeed. Oh, yes. I'm one of those guys who really just care for Harley as a character, mainly because of her voice. Yeah, no, I get that. Some people just don't like her voice. It's like, okay. Well, what about, so you don't mind, so you probably would like Kaylee Coco's Harley Quinn. Have you watched Harley Quinn, Chris Harris? You might, if you don't like Harley Quinn's voice, and I'd suggest watching that show because she occasionally does the accent, but it's not like it's always there. Like she says, you know, Mr. J, she just says puddin', like occasionally, but it's not always there. Not yet. You and Rose. Really? You and Rose Maddox keep telling me I have to watch it. And I never. Oh, geez, Chris Ayers. My God. Get on that shit. How many times have I referenced Harley Quinn, the animated series, on the stream chat? Often. No. I'll tell you what, Chris Ayers. You watch that. That's going to be your favorite incarnation of Harley Quinn. I'm going to tell you that right now. All the stuff you don't like about Harley Quinn, it's not really there. It's not really there. Like, it's not like the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn, which is basically, she's doing an impression of Arlene Sorkin. She's doing an impression of Harley Quinn, or excuse me, of Tara Strong's Harley Quinn. It's not that. It's something different. It's something different. And I like, I just like her relationship with all the other characters and Poison Ivy. And it's also the best incarnation of Poison Ivy, I'll say, chat. It's very good. You should get into it, man. It's 2 seasons. They're working on a 3rd season. There's 2 seasons right now. I think there's like 13 episodes each, 10 episodes. I forgot how many episodes. I think it's like 13 episodes each season or something. You'll like it. It's both. It pays homage to the DC universe and makes fun of it at the same time. It does a lot of good shit. It's very funny. Just the acting, the voice acting in general. You got Diedrich Baker, or no, not Diedrich. Shit. I forget his name. But the guy that voiced Batman the Brave and the Bold, he also voices Batman in that. The guy who does fucking Bane is brilliant. They have what's his name? Alan Tudyk voices the Joker, voices Clayface, some good stuff. Diedrich Baker is how he says his name? I forget yet. But, highly recommend it. I still don't see how she got away with that, not doing a Brooklyn accent. Low, I mean, I guess I'm used to it, but it's just kind of jarring for us. Yeah, I mean, it's her voice, but she does put the inflection occasionally in there. The Brooklyn accent does come in, well, New Jersey accent in this case, because her character's from New Jersey in the series, which I think is funny. So she has like a bit of a New Jersey accent at times. But no, I like what she does here. I think she does a good job. To my must-watch list, which is getting more stacked. I do. Check it out, man. I think you'll like it. But yeah, with Harley Quinn, the characters are comic counterpart. Hard to be like Deadpool for my liking. Well, I know recently that's what they've done with her because they've turned her into an anti-hero, which is weird to me. And like she works with Batman now. It's like, you've killed people. You've murdered people throughout your entire career. And it's like, that's what I'm like, I don't know about that. That's kind of weird. But I mean, DC wants their Deadpool. So yeah, I don't particularly like that. Oh, shit. But now, again, seriously, thank you, though. Thank you, though, to Vanny for all of those questions. Thank you for being a Juicy Games subscriber. Now, chat, we're going to be moving on to... Oh, sorry, just got a message real quick. Please give me a second. Please give me a second here, chat. Okay, sorry about that, Kat. Sorry about that, chat. But now, chat, we're going to move on to Austin's question. Thank you, Austin, for being a subscriber to my Patreon. Thank you for sending these questions. Question 1 from Austin. Do you have a favorite episode of SpongeBob? I always was a fan of the ones of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Those are some good ones. All the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes are definitely high up there on my list. I mean, just the meme material in general. I like the ones where they have to take over as Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy or be those other heroes. It's kind of like a parody of the Justice League and deal with the evil Stingray supervillain and shit. Always loved those. But I always really liked the Squidward-centric episodes because he's just such a... I mean, he's just a sourpuss. And I think for a lot of us, like, we could see I kind of saw myself in Squidward to a degree. Like, I could see you could see yourself getting annoyed with SpongeBob. It's like, oh, this fucking guy. And, you know, Squidward, he was always patronizing. You know, despite he always thought of himself as this very, you know, cultured individual, this very mature individual. He was always into the art. He always viewed people, like, below him. And yet he was just some schmuck that worked at a fucking fast food restaurant. He was the cashier at a fast food restaurant. Like, that's all he really amounted to be in life. I always thought that was really fucking funny. And he attempts to do all these things, whether it be an artist, but he's so narcissistic, too. Like, I always I'm attracted to those characters. I think they're really fun. Like Daffy Duck. He's very kind of like a Daffy Duck kind of character, where his narcissism and his general view of how he looks down on people always kind of like fucks him up in the end. I love that. So like, I don't know the name of some of these episodes, but the one where Squidward is like a time traveler and he's going back and forth through time, where we get, you know, he deals with Caveman, SpongeBob, and Patrick. Love that. Where he goes to the future and SpongeBob is just the only entity there. And everything's chrome, and he goes even farther in the future, and everything's just fucked up and weird. Like, that episode was so goddamn funny. I think a lot of people do like the Squidward. Oh, the whole patronizing thing. It's like, I'm gonna do all these things, and we we don't. Like, I like that about him. But even like the positive episodes about Squidward, I'd say, like the one where it's like, you know what, people came through for Squidward, and he became, I think he was a better man for it. Like, they helped him because he actually was trying to do something he loved, and he was trying his best. And it was the band episode, chat, where it's the Bikini Bottom band, where he made that fucking, he's trying to you know, prove to his, what was his rival, his counterpart, Squilliam or whatever his name was, and you know, Squilliam, who is what Squidward wants to be, saying like, there's no way you're gonna be able to get this band together, you're gonna fucking fail. And Squidward, he actively really tries to do it, and everyone's kind of fucking with him, and they're failing, and he's like, fuck it, this is the one thing I wanted to do, and you guys just don't care enough. And he leaves, and they're like, you know what, guys, let's do this for Squidward, okay? And they become this fantastic band, and they perform at the Super Bowl. That's why we had that like years ago in that one Super Bowl. Everyone's like, play Sweet Victory. Do the SpongeBob thing where it's Sweet Victory, and they fucking didn't do it because they're a bunch of fucking punk busters. But when they do Sweet, Sweet Victory, yeah. And Squidward, for like the first time in his life, is so happy. And you're happy. You're like, you know what? He deserved to win. Future. Yeah, the future thing. Love that. What I missed, I was making a sub-future. Nah, also Sweet, Sweet Victory. Yeah. That was like this, and Squidward ends with him going, yeah, at the end. He's so happy. I was like, that was a good episode, because usually Squidward ends up getting fucked up or whatever. But I was like, no, what? He deserved to win. And I was really happy for him there. Doodle Bob. Where fucking SpongeBob somehow gets a pencil from the surface, and he draws on it, and he brings things to life. I think that's what the premise was. It's been a long time, Chad. Like, I remember when SpongeBob debuted. It was like 1999. I think it was like 1999. God, Chad, it in a different century it debuted. That's nuts. And it's still going on. It's over 20 years old now. That's incredible. I mean, you know, I don't know the later seasons. I watched it from like a period from 1990. I watched it for about 5 years, I want to say. Probably from 1999 to like 2004, 2005. That's when I stopped watching SpongeBob. I would say I did. And after that, I don't know. I saw the original movie, which I liked, and a second movie, which I really liked. I didn't see this most recent film, though. But the Doodle Bob one is great, just because it's this fucking abomination. There is a and there's a lot of great SpongeBob memes. Like, let's see what you will about the series now. And they have that spin-off one, and Patrick Starr's getting the show. Like, I don't know. I'm just talking about like my general introduction and you know just knowledge of SpongeBob, the things that I've enjoyed about it. Which for the most part, I've enjoyed a lot of SpongeBob. I mean, it's heavily influenced by other shows like Ren and Stimpy, obviously. You know, like a lot of content during the 90s and early 2000s was. I mean, a lot of cartoons today. But just the memes. Like, I love memes. You know me, Cham. I love memes. I love GIFs. And the fucking meme culture coming out of SpongeBob, it's perfect. It's so fucking good. Like sexy Squidward, and like sad Squidward looking out, you know, from the goddamn his window, and seeing all happy SpongeBob and Patrick are. Like, all that stuff is great. I love that. Also, the episode when SpongeBob and Pat went to Sandy's. Oh, that's a good one. Stole her fur. That's a good one. That's a good one. And what was the one where they went to her home? Is it the same one? No, it's a different one, where they went to her home and she was in hibernation. And it's like a fucking horror film when she's like so engorged with fat and muscle, and she's just like killing them. That one is really goddamn funny. I like that one. Yeah, bada bing, bada boom. Good to see you, Gapes. And thank you, Luke the Boston Tubies. They should have made a Sandy prequel of cartoon squirrels living in Texas, because that would have been kind of funny, actually. That's not a bad idea. It's not, yeah, we call him Pinhead. That's right. Rock Bottom's a good episode. There's a lot of good, like 1999. Again, I don't know what happened afterwards. I've only seen like the movie and then the other one, the sequel movie, which was funny, which is good. I like that movie a lot. But I don't think I've seen a SpongeBob episode post 2005. So I'm ugly and I'm proud. That's a good one. But there is this is brilliant. Let me look this thing up, chat. And the parody videos that came out. With Doodle Bob and SpongeBob. There's a lot of great music from SpongeBob. This has to be my fucking favorite. You know, I reference Evanescence, chat, Bring Me to Life, right? You know, I referenced that a couple of times. This is one of my favorites.
The annual purge will conclude in
Forever Purge. Let me see that tomorrow.
2.
This is. I'm all about this. That's what I'm talking about here, chat. That sounds like Chris City. You guys are so mean. Oh, there we go. Minoy, minoy. Oh. The goose goes back to me. Thank you, Nine. Thank you for the 3 biddies, right? Goofy, we can do Goofies. I don't know if I'll get a copy. I don't want to risk a copyright strike with Goofy. Because he actually sings the lyrics. That one I think I can get away with. The Goofy one's like, wake me up inside, save me. I'll play a little bit of the Goofy one. We must get very surely this version is the one that should have been Daredevil. Goddamn right. Goofy, wake me up. It's the first option YouTube chat. I typed in Goofy and it's wake me up, bring me to life, and Goober Rock. Those are the first things that came up. Oh my lord. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god. Here we go. Oh, chat. But SpongeBob again. SpongeBob has spawned like a really cool sub meme culture. Here we go. I'm gonna get hit with that fucking copyright.
How can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core, where I've become so numb without a soul. Wake me up inside. I can't wake up. Wake me up inside. Save me. Oh my.
You're gonna make partner doing this. It's over. Oh, I probably fucked it up there. Oh my god. That's a happy eyeliner. It's a good song though, I gotta admit. Oh, fucking funny. That was worth it. It was worth the chat. And the other one I'd bring up in terms of SpongeBob goes to Hot Topic. I love it. Yuck. The other one I put up there is Maniac. The one where, like, I forget what it is. But SpongeBob, is he like a hall monitor? I forget what specifically he's doing. He's like a hall monitor, or he does something. And he starts causing all these fucking problems in Bikini Bottom. People are, like, hunting this guy. And we gotta stop him. The police are after him and shit. And they have that fucking fantastic meme, or, like, that saying that Patrick says. He's just standing there menacingly, which I always reference. Yeah, the Hallmark, yeah. That was funny as hell. I love that episode. Yeah, there's a lot of great SpongeBob episodes, Chef, from 1999 and 2005. At least what I was watching. There might be more after that, you know? I can't say it because I haven't seen it. Maniac episode, very high on my list. And all the Night Shift. Yeah, there's some good. They had some good horror episodes, horror themed episodes as well. It was some good stuff. Sorry, just checking something. Cool. God damn it. Peacock. All right, sorry about that. Bring me to life. But now we'll move on to Awesonic's second question. Question 2. I've been watching a lot of stuff with. Thank you, Ty, for excuse me, the 13 Biddies. Licorice episode was a classic. I'm trying to remember that one. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. I think I gorge. Band Geeks is probably as high on the list, which I mentioned before. The Squidward one. I forgot it was called Band Geeks. Yeah, Bubble Buddy was a great. Oh yeah, when the whole town's like, "Fuck Bubble Buddy, we're gonna kill him," and it's like, "Whoa!" He's like, "Oh, he's alive." Bubble Buddy was going. McCo says, "You used me for land development." That was very nice. The other Plankton episodes are good too. Yeah, for land development. Good one. Good choice, Luke the Boss. Oh my God. But question 2, chat for Awesonik. Been watching a lot of stuff with Corey Balrog. Want to know what are your predictions for God of War Ragnarok and what are things you would like to see in the game? Okay. A couple things. I think one of the big things is that okay, so spoilers here, Chad. This is spoilers. So if you've not played God of War 2018, okay, forewarning you right now. Forewarning you, spoilers for God of War 2018. One of the big reveals in God of War 2018 at the end of the game is that the son of Kratos, who goes by the name of Atreus, he has another name. His mother wanted to name him Loki. And you realize that in this incarnation of the Nordic mythology that Atreus is the Norse god Loki. Kratos' son is Loki, which is like, holy shit. And you see things, like when you go to the end game, you go to the land of the giants or whatever it's called, and you see all these murals, and it basically tells you, like, the journey you went on. Like, all this comes to pass. Like, in, the Norse gods, they know what is always going to happen. You know Ragnarok's going to happen. You know how they're all going to die, but they're always still trying to fight against it. It's kind of like this, the tragic fate of them all. And Kratos, fucking Atreus, he runs off because he sees something or whatever. He goes to the highest peak to disperse his mother's ashes. And Kratos, he continues down the path, and he sees what happens to him. He sees that he dies. And he's like, shit, I'm going to die. And so I would imagine Ragnarok, that Atreus is going to be older. He's going to be coming more into his powers. He's as the god of mischief. They're going to go on their journey. But I think I'm predicting Kratos is going to die in the next game. It's the end. And Loki, Atreus, will inherit the title of the new god of war. And then it's going to be about him, which I imagine people are going to get mad about. They'll be like, you can't do that. It's like they fucking showed it in the fucking end of the last game. It's coming to pass, I imagine. And that's the tragic fate of the inevitable of the Norse gods, exactly. And but Sony Santa Monica's doing their own version of it. And so where Loki, he's going to be the new god of war. He'll be the god of mischief. His father will die. And then the next games will focus on Loki. He will inherit that mantle and go on for his own adventures. And they'll do a third game where you play just as Kratos down. Because I don't know why he's dying, but in the murals they show him dying. They show that he's dead and Atreus holding his father's body. And I assume that's what's going to their practice for the future. Yeah. So that's what Norse mythology is. It's like you already know what's going to happen, but the gods constantly fucking try to fight it. And so Kratos sees, oh, I'm going to die. My son's going to live. And so I'm guessing that that's what we're going to get then in that game is that this is what I want to see, where Kratos will pass on and Loki will inherit the God of War series, basically. And you'll play as Atreus/Loki. I bet there'll be sections where you play as him in the next game. And then in the third game, which you think, let's think of this as a trilogy. So it's the Norse trilogy, and they'll go on and do other gods, maybe Egyptian, maybe who knows, maybe fucking people are saying even South American gods, Incan, Mayan, Aztec, all sorts of cool stuff they can do potentially. And you play as Loki in those. I think that'd be awesome. I would like that personally. Thank you, by the way, to excuse me, Christopher the Babies. Other thing you'll like this, courtesy of Andrew Knight. What is it? I'll check out in just a second. Boy, looks like that's what it's going to happen if Kratos is dying. That's what I feel like. And it feels natural, and I imagine people are going to fucking flip out, even though it's at the end of the last game. So, just finished God of War. How much of the age jump should they do? I think until he's like a teenager. I think he's still like, you know, I don't know however old the kid is currently who plays him. Let's see how old he currently is, Jeff. Because I actually don't know. Atreus actor. And who knows? They're looking on this now. He is... Sonny Soljic is his name. Sonny Soljic. 15. He's 15. So I'm 16. Let's make him 16. Let's make him 16. Maybe going on 17. I think that would make sense. I think that'd be kind of cool. Atreus get to play sex because like probably not. I think they've kind of moved away from that iteration of God of War. Yeah, people always flip out, let them. Yeah, I think even though they set it up, but yeah, you know, I think that would. I'm expecting that. I kind of want that to happen. Not that I'm like, oh, get rid of Kratos. Like, listen, I was not a fan of Kratos in the original God of War series. I fucking hated the character. He sucked. He sucked. He screamed everything. He was not even like him. It wasn't complicated. I didn't even have to like him. He just wasn't complicated. He just screamed everything. Ares, Athena, Zeus. That's all he did. And he killed innocent people and bad guys indiscriminately. I was like, I don't fucking like this guy. But in God of War 2018, that fact that they added that Last of Us DNA to it, where they made a father-son story where Kratos is actually like, fuck, I was a bad person. And he acknowledges that. I was like, wow, you're actually growing up and I like you. I'm charmed by you. I'm going to keep playing as you. This is great. I love this adventure that they go on. And the characters you meet, and he actually has fucking relationships. Like, they're based in, you know, camaraderie and, you know, mutual respect. I was like, fuck yeah. This is what I was missing from the original series, and I loved it. I loved Kratos in that. And I'm going to have I'm going to have an emotional reaction when he does pass on, probably in the sequel, or maybe in the third game. We'll see. But I did that, and I expect that Ragnarok will concentrate on Thor. I imagine we're going to deal with Thor a lot, since that's hinted at the end of the game. Since we see Thor arrive 1 year later, and they're going to have to fight him, he'll probably be the threat. And then I'm guessing Odin will be the final threat in the third game. That's what I'm thinking. A rebellious teen. Damn it, boy. Yeah, probably. Atreus get to play sex. Well, you know what? He will have sex. You know what, bad boy? I'll take that back. He is going to have some sexy times. That's right, because his son is that giant fucking serpent. That's one of his kids. So I would not be surprised. Yeah. What's this thing? Oh. Yes. But, what else do we have here, chat? Yo, post a meme in the Discord, Chris. Hope you like it. Ooh, gentlemen, I'll check out this meme. I love my memes. You know me. But, yeah, that's pretty much wraps it up. Those are the things I'm expecting to see in... I think that's what I wrote down for God of War. Yeah, interaction with Thor, you know, Loki, Atreus coming into his own as Loki, and you know, Kratos passing on the mantle of his son and dying. God of War, best game I've played on PlayStation. That is my favorite PS4 game. It's probably my top 3 games. Like, in terms of the last decade, that's like in my top 5 games. It's brilliant. I absolutely loved it. Versus him being your best friend, not being a boss at the tone of the game as well. I like that too. He was your friend, but you didn't realize, like, oh, that's actually my son's son. That's Kratos' grandson, the world serpent. It's like, what? It's crazy. Let me check out this meme. All right, chat. What's this latest meme? You know I love my memes, chat. Memes. What we got? I love it. Chat. Go ahead. Who will you choose, chat? Who shall you choose? Oh, Lord. Hold on. Let me switch this out. You guys see what I'm laughing about. Oh, here we go. Yeah! Share. Twitch stream bot share versus Corey bot. Hell yeah, chat. Which one will win? So cool. Oh, there you go. Excellent piece. Loved it. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. I love my memes, chat. Love the fan art. Oh my God, that's me, but in reverse. Oh Lord, so good. Damn, this is a hard. It's a hard choice. Which one you go with, chat? Which one's more evil? Which one's more evil, chat? It's a hard pick. It's definitely a hard pick. But now, my friends, I think that we finished with Austin's questions. So, Austin, I hope you liked your robust answers. Thank you for sending your questions, good sir. Appreciate you. Thank you for being a very generous patron, Austin. And now, you know what? I didn't. So this upcoming question, it was submitted, not last minute, but it was, it was submitted late. There's no problem because we can think about this. So we can think about this. I think it'll be cool. And I like it. This is a question from M. Xavier. So thank you for submitting this, M. Xavier. I like this question a lot. And here it is. He says, last month, people on Twitter were putting up their Mount Rushmore of different topics, anime shows, movies, etc. What would you say is your Mount Rushmore video game chat? So Mount Rushmore, of course, has 4, United States presidents. Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson. So let's go. Should we go 4? Double check. Is there another? Did you post another meme, Naya? Did you post another meme, Naya? What you been posting? Is that what you just did? Do I have to go back? No. Okay. Or did you? Are you lying? I think you're lying because you're laughing. I got to go ahead and check this one out. Nose. Let's see what this other meme is. What's this other meme? By Naya. Okay, all right, I guess you didn't. All right, fair enough. Unless you posted in general or something. And I'm not seeing it. I mean, double check the questions. Oh, okay. All right. No, I mean, I got the questions. I got Carmi Hazel's questions coming up. Well, actually, I got to do Deadpool's questions, then Carmi Hazel's questions. I got so many questions. It'll be a long stream tonight, chat. Long stream. But for this one, this will be fun. So M. Xavier, everyone did their Mount Rushmore of different things, anime shows, movies, etc. What would you say is your Mount Rushmore video game chat? So let's pick 4. Let's pick a Darkslayer heading out. Goodbye, Christopher. Goodbye, Darkslayer. Have a fantastic little queso. That's right. That's Nia Brownie's nickname for you. Little queso of a fantastic evening. Thank you for stopping the stream. So, chat, let's think about this. Are the 4 people that should be on video game Mount Rushmore? Okay. We gotta think of companies. We gotta think of iconic games. Like I feel like Mario should be there. I think if we have to have a Nintendo representative, I believe it should be Mario. I think that's not controversial. So let's type that down. Let's type Mario down. Let's do Mario. I'm gonna put Mario on the list. Shepard's crazy eyes. I'm going to put Mario. Sonic, no. Sonic is not going on that fucking list. He's had too many bad games. Sonic is not on that list. I'm sorry, Dobby is free, but I can't do it. Not on my video game Mount Rushmore. I'm going to be fair. Now, if I did my own personal Mount Rushmore, then, obviously, it'd be all Sonic. It'd be erotic Sonic. Do you think Joel from The Last of Us? I'm thinking, I'm trying to think. I think Mario, he represents a lot. It's 2D side scrollers, it's 3D platformer games. Like he exists in different genres. He's Nintendo's mascot. And so Mario, I think, is safe. He deserves to be there. When I think of other iconic video game characters, E.T., Halo, I think Master Chief's helmet, Halo was a huge, think about Halo, think about Master Chief. He put Xbox on the map. The Halo series defined console shooters. Before there was mostly they were always on PC. When the first version PC was the thing, but Halo popularized shooters on the console. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Master Chief on the Mount Rushmore. Master Chief. So you get the Nintendo representative, you get the kind of the Microsoft representative, the first person shooter representative is on there. Chat console gaming representative is on there. I feel confident with that. So we got a Microsoft, we got a Nintendo. Let's think about Sony. Think about Sony here, chat. What defined Sony in the last few years? When you think of the big AAA experience they've had. Joel from The Last of Us. I don't think I'm gonna go with Joel. I think I'm gonna go with Nathan Drake. I think I'm gonna go with Nathan Drake. That cinematic game, where it's like I'm playing a movie, reminiscent of Indiana Jones, of the great action adventure films that we've watched for decades. It was the saving grace for the PS3, that trilogy. I'm gonna go with Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake feels right for that. Nathan Drake, for me. Mathless Pikachu, Lara Croft, and the boulder that Chris punched. That boulder's always there. That boulder's always there. So we got the representatives from all the big companies, the major console manufacturers. Link, I don't know, because I think Mario is more iconic than Link, I want to say. Cloud Strife. For RPGs, JRPGs. Final Fantasy VII popularized JRPGs in the West. That had a huge role. It's what really had that mass appeal. No, Sonic is not going that goddamn mountain. I'm not putting him there. No, put my foot down. Cloud is not bad. Cloud's not bad. You get your RPG representation there. That's true. That's true. He's iconic. All right, I'll put Cloud Strife on there. And we'll add an extra head. Let's say we got 5 heads on. Let's make it 5. Let's make it 5, chat. Make it 5. Cloud Strife. I'll put Cloud on there. I'll put Cloud Strife. Kirby? No. Mason Cod? No. Think we should kind of be more popular with PCs and RPGs in America. Trying to think. Sure if you're Leon. Trying to think. Mario, Master Chief, Nathan Drake, Cloud Stripe. That sounds all good to me at the moment. Let me look at some other iconic video game characters. What genres are we missing? So we have 3D platformers represented. We have action adventure represented with Nathan Drake. We have third-person action adventure. We have shooters with Master Chief. Cloud Strife is RPGs. Scorpion. Fighting game. I could see Scorpion. Okay, Scorpion. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I respect that. No, because that's more just like general. That's like comic books. MMOs. Well, I mean, again, there's RPG. This is part of the DNA of MMOs. Pawn. Sure. They could be holding it up. The 2 fucking rectangles could be holding up the Mount Rushmore. Let's say horror. Okay, let's take a horror, chat. So let's do horror. We got 3D platformers, we got the shooters, we got the action adventure, we have the RPGs, we have the fighting games, the Scorpion. Let's go then. You know, I mean, you can actually swap out Cloud Strife with Pikachu, but at the same time, Pikachu is like, it's Mario thing, it's a Nintendo property, so I want to get a lot of representation. Pac-Man's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. Jill Valentine from Mario 1. I think we gotta go kind of like the original like horror game, like the original protagonist you play in that Resident Evil 1. I mean, that's what really popularized this survival horror game. So, in classic RE1, I'm gonna go with Jill Valentine. We're gonna go with Jill Valentine, chat. So we've expanded our Rushmore to 10, or excuse me, not 10. Jesus, to 6. So we got I feel comfortable with this one. I feel comfortable with this one, chat. Mario, Master Chief, Nathan Drake, Cloud Strife, Scorpion, Jill Valentine. Boom. It's done. That would be my... And it's classic Jill with the hat. It's like, Barry, that Jill. That's what I gotta do. Harry Mason, Silent Hill. See, I feel like Jill Valentine is more iconic than Harry Mason from Silent Hill. That's just me. I'm trying to think of them. I'm trying to be like really, really honest about this, not just like what I want. But I'm thinking like, okay, what I want to get something that's representative of certain companies that have been with us for decades. They're mascots. They're in different genres of games. They've been around for so long in multiple entries. And so I feel good about that. I feel good about this, chat. Mario, Master Chief, Nathan Drake, Cloud Strife, Scorpion, Jill Valentine. We got 6. That's our Mount Rushmore, chat. It's hard to me to cut some of these off. It'd be very hard. But I think they're all very recognizable. I think we're good. I think they're good. That is my video game Mount Rushmore +2. +2, chat. Boom! There it is. There it is, my friends. Oh, good question, though, MZ. That's an excellent, excellent question. Really, really like that one. Yeah, I thought it would be cool if we figured it out together, chat. Yes, I love it. But now, my friends, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. So I have Color Me Hazel's questions right here. And the thing is, though, I want to get to Deadpool's questions. He sent me that 30-question souvenir. No, for Kirby. I don't think Kirby's iconic like Mario. Or, I mean, I think I'll even put Zelda over Kirby on the Mount Rushmore. Or not Zelda, excuse me, Link. I put Pikachu over Kirby. Kirby's not, I mean, Kirby's recognizable. Kirby's well known, of course. But he's not Mario level. He's not that. Justice for Zombie Dog. Poor Sonic. No, fuck it. Sonic has way too many goddamn bad entries. Not going to happen. I'm not going to allow that. I would put my foot down and be like, no. I would be that senator. It's like, I am filibustering this bill. There's no fucking way that blue hedgehog is going on that mountain. Let me tell you about the days, the dark, cold, horrible days in which we all played Sonic 2006. And I know I'm not going to win any love in this room from my fellow senators on the opposite side of the aisle, even within my own party. But the Sonic games before, the original 2D ones, they fucking suck, and no one wants to admit it. That's what I would say. Dream of Yoshi Isabel? Nah, man. Again, it's hard. Sorry, we all have our different version of this. I tried to be very fair. Of the different genres. Like Kirby's like a platformer. Kirby's a platformer. But you know, Mario's a better platformer than Kirby. Kirby's a Nintendo product. But again, more people know who Mario is over Kirby. Like obviously, yeah. Jordan Phillips, no. I'm not putting that goddamn meth addicted murder on my fucking mountain. Maybe you want to do. Maybe you want to have the Jigglypuff, you know, Trevor Phillips, Kirby Mountain. I ain't doing that. Chris said, wake up, sheeple. Stizzy, man, thank you. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well. Chris will be out there in full sound. Like, scream now. I will. Well, to each their own. To each their own, chat. Oh, Max Payne? No. Nope. I feel like because that's a third person shooter action game. I think Nathan Drake is more iconic than someone like Max Payne. No. Claude protects GTA 3 from open worlds. No, I wouldn't even put Claude in there. If I had to pick a GTA protagonist, I'd probably put Tommy Vercetti over anyone else. But again, I wouldn't put anyone from GTA on that mountain. That's just me, Chad. It's just me. To each their own. I put Master Chief on that. Bach, were you not listening, Bach? Oh, my Lord. But, chat, I'm going to go ahead and get Deadpool's questionnaire open because I forgot to add these questions. So let me go ahead and get that open right now so we can read them. Colonel Sanders, of course. For, you know, I love you, Colonel Sanders, figure looking good. The dating simulator where I wooed and betted him, but he refused to go into business with me. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And thank you, Takashi. Takashi is here. Thank you for following. My new Huckleberry. Welcome to the stream. We're doing very well. Oh, God damn it. Can I get the questions from Deadpool open? Maybe I can't. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it this way. Bum 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 bum. Ratchet. Thank you. Also, we have another follower, chat. Da Baby Vegeta, thank you for following my new Huckleberry. Welcome to stream. Good to see you. Oh, Lord. Let me go ahead and get these. I should have got these up here earlier, chat. Sorry. I'm sorry, chat. Sorry. I can't get it open. It's not showing here. Nope. All right. Okay, I got to do it this way then. Whip. going to scroll all the way down until I get to the right one. I think it's from, was it this week? It's my class English. Let me see if it's this one. It's June 11th. It was not. I think it's farther back. All right. Farther back, June 11th. Discord movie watch party. No. Was it back in May? Really? Damn. Oh, May was June 2nd. Here we go. May was June 2nd. Let me go ahead and get the list. Here it is. Yeah, we got him. All right, cool. All right, chat. So Deadpool sent me this long list of questions, which is based on you go back and forth with your significant other. I'm going to answer these just as I see them, chat. So get like my very authentic answers, where I didn't have time to think about them, just off the cuff. And so here we go. So yeah, last one I answered was question 20, so we'll do 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. This is question 21, chat. What roles do love and affection play in your life? Well, since I don't have a significant other, they don't. Which is very sad. It's very fucking sad. I'm not dating anyone right now, as you guys know. So at the moment, nothing. I'm divorced. Oh, Lord. Oh, laughs and divorce, yes. But I don't know. It's I mean, yes, there's obviously physicality, chat. You know, there's sex, there's intimacy, there's kissing, there's cuddling, of course. That's a huge part of it. You know, just to be able to hold someone, it's really, really nice. You know, whether you're in bed or on the couch or what have you, even if it's as simple as things like holding hands while you're going for a walk with someone. Like that plays a big role, and it makes you feel good. It gives you confidence. You know, makes you, yeah. I love that. I love that side, of course. But the emotional intimacy is also there. To be able to have that chemistry of someone that they know you so intimately, and they can know what you're thinking, you know what they're thinking, you know the signs, because you love them so much. Whether they're upset or something's bothering them, and you know what you need to do to make them feel better. That's something that's really special. You know, when you're in a relationship like that and you're on that same page, it's that chemistry, that spark. It's a gorgeous, it's a beautiful thing, and I love both the emotional and physical side of it, of course. In the relationships that I have been in, I've thankfully been in very healthy relationships, in my life. So, yeah, I missed that. Of course I missed that. I mean, I want to engage in that again someday. There's no doubt. Once I'm in, because this is my focus right now. You guys are my significant other. You're my girlfriend, chat, or boyfriend, whichever you want to be. But yeah, once I move, once I get certain goals, I hit certain things that I want to hit in regards to this. Then I'll feel like, okay, now I feel comfortable trying to find someone to fall along with again. Go back in the dating scene. That's definitely there. It's definitely there, chat. Laughs and 31-year-old virgin. Oh, it's okay, bad boy. It's never too late. There's a relationship with you, and we give you child support. You do indeed, chat. I sure Chris holds a lot of love for Sakos. This tries very hard to hide. I do. Yes, absolutely cries in shower. Lock in the car, in the club, in the movie theater. Oh, damn, now I'm just a brownie. I'm not ready for this, mommy. But yeah, no, I think that's, no, I'm being honest with you, Chad. Of course, yeah, you love the physical and the emotional side of love and finding someone. There's a lot of great things with that. And I do want to engage in that again. I absolutely do. I loved it at the time. But, things sometimes they don't work out. Again, all my relationships, they've come to an end, but it was never like, fuck you! It was nothing like that. It was just like, hey, things are going on in our lives that we can't do this now. It was, during school, that's when it gets complicated. It gets school or when it comes to money or finding a new job, like that's the thing is, like, that's what happened with a lot of things. It was school in regards to the other stuff. Moving away was, I can't maintain a long distance relationship because we're both fucking studying. We got all this other stuff we do and trying to find work. It's like, okay, it's not possible. Or the other one where it's like, you have another job opportunity somewhere and they want to take it, and that would force them to move, and I don't want to move, and I'm not ready to move where I'm at. And so it's a lot of things. Gotta love the real. Yeah, it's real time. Yeah, I'm trying to be real. And so, yeah, it sucks, of course, but I've been very lucky not to have like toxic romances. So it's been good. It's been good, Chad. And I want to engage in that again, but I want to be in a place where I feel confident where I can do that and where I'd be able to give the person the attention that they need and obviously deserve. So that's only fair to them, you know? But there's certain things need to happen first. All right, I'll take everything my marriage lacked for 200, Alex. Feel free. For a moment, are we talking about giving others? Well, just what's love to you? What's love and what's affection? How is that playing in your life? And I'm like, I'm not involved with someone right now, but I talked about the physical aspects of it that really appeal to me, and the emotional aspects that really appeal to me, and how I want to engage in that again. But just not at this current moment where I'm at in my life, because there's certain things I want to do and accomplish, and then when I feel comfortable, I'll engage in those things again. That's a good question, though. Oh, because the party I went to last night wasn't as fun as thought it'd be, because I looked around and realized I was the only person who came. That's fine. No, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm surrounded by couples all the time, but I don't let it bother me at all. It's just one, because I have the confidence to know it's like I'm not ready to be in a relationship right now. And so it's, yeah, I want it, but it's not like I'm like, I'm not crying about it. Okay, one, I stay fucking busy. That's the other thing. You stay busy, then you're good. Or at least it, helps. Distracts to a certain degree. But I know that I'm going to engage in that again. It's going to happen. It's not like, I'm never going to be able to find. I know I'm able to find someone, So it's going to happen. But I want to be at a certain place in my life where I feel like I could give that person the attention they deserve. That's the least I can do. That's that, to be respectful. That's part of the intimacy. That's part of the physical and the emotional. And I'll get there. So yeah, I like doing the real talk. Yes, indeed, Elfman. So yeah, plus, woo! Shrek is love, Shrek is life, and sometimes Shrek hurts the booty hole. It does. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. Thank you, Thunderly. Thank you. That boy I love is really how much you're willing to put up with his or her therapy shit. We're your wife, you Christopher. You guys are my waifu. You Nia Brownie, you New Edition Thunderly. Everybody. You're my waifu. You're my internet waifu, chat. Actually, you have friends to take your mind out. Yeah, you have friends, and it's been good. It's been a good time. Yeah, I'm not I'm in no rush. I feel confident, chat. I'm not like that kind of guy. Like, I'm gonna be 30 this year. I'm not married. And some people I know people. I know people who are like, I gotta get married when I'm 25, and I gotta have like 2 kids before that time I hit 30. It's like, why? Why do you need that? Like, I'm gonna have my kid when I have my kid or my kids. My parents didn't have me until they were 38. Until my dad was 38, my mom was 37. So, I'm in no rush. I want to find the right person. I want to make sure that they're the right person. Obviously, I want to make sure I love that person. They love me. And we have mutual respect for each other. And we like what each other does, and we're respectful of what each other does and what we can do. When she's respectful of the Sonic suit, chat. And that's gonna be a big ask. I know it's gonna be a big ask. I'm like, honey, I gotta talk to you about something. She's like, what? And it's like, so I stream for a living. She's like, yeah, it's so fun. Like, your chat's so fun. You're so cute. I like when you do the games, and I love it when you watch the movies, and I get to watch them too, and it's great. And like, I know. But as you know, I have other platform. He goes, yeah, your YouTube and stuff. I love your YouTube and your Patreon. Everyone's so cool. It's great. Your Discord's so funny. He goes, yes, but I have an OnlyFans. She's like, huh? What? He's like, I have an OnlyFans. Are you getting naked on OnlyFans? He's like, I'm not getting naked, honey. No, I'm not getting naked. Don't worry. She's like, oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus, I was so scared. It's like, no, honey. What I do is I dress up as Sonic the Hedgehog and I read erotic Sonic fan fiction. Oh, we're getting a divorce. Bilbo, think of the keeping it juice. It'll happen when it happens, exactly. Enough with this tail suit on. Grandpa, why do you wear blue suit every night? Well, it all started in 2020. It was a dark year, my daughter. There was a pandemic that spanned the globe, and we all stayed home from work. We all ordered Grubhub, and that's when I realized Grandpa needed money, and the only way I could appeal to the youth was to dress up as Sonic, You played Sonic 55 recently. Grandpa dressed up as Sonic. Oh, those are the days. And I read copious amounts of erotic Sonic literature. There were so many stories. So many stories. Old man Juicy. Doesn't get the business, Chris, I'm sure. Kerbot will be your soft fabric shoulder to cry on when the times. I doubt that. I doubt that bitch will be. I feel like in my age, I really don't know what I want. I say I want to date a certain person, but I'm attracted to a different type of woman, which is a learning experience. Yeah, you know, first of all, another thing too is like, hey man, be attracted to who you want to be attracted to, engage who you want to engage with. Don't try to do the social norm or whatever. Do what you like. Be happy. That's the other thing. I want to be happy. Absolutely left my ass. Grandpap Chris is my new favorite. Where am I? Bring me my suit. Bring me my suit, Kate. Friends or lovers aren't people who don't make you mad, and the people that are worth forgiving. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Chad. But it's a good question, though. And now we'll move on to Deadpool's 22nd question. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 items. Yeah, I'm not engaged with anyone right now, so I can't really say. I don't want to say anything because they're not with me, so I'm not going to say anything right now. So I have to skip that question. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? So, raise hand. Are mail order husbands a thing? Of course they are, Naya. Of course they are. Yeah, same as brides. They get them from Russia, though. And then, you marry them, they divorce you, and they take all your money, though. That's the only problem. But my family, I've talked about my family a bit. So I'll say this. I've described it. I have a very small family, and that is a combination of certain things. One, I'm an only child. I never, obviously never had any siblings. My mother and father, for as long as I can remember, hated each other. Hated each other, chat. And I think the only reason they stayed together at times was for me. I'm not gonna reveal too much, but all I'll say is my father did certain things that made it very difficult to stay with him. And my mother suffers from a number of various things. Anxiety, depression. And, it made for a very kind of cold childhood to a degree. Where, I grew up, like, very anxious. Not sheltered. Like, thankfully I had a pretty good education. I was worldly in some ways. Definitely shy, but not like I was like, oh, about everything. But I had definitely anxiety. There's no doubt about it, I had anxiety. Like one really positive member of my family in my life was my aunt, who I, keep up with all the time. Very engaged with, always very encouraging. I had my grandfather on my other side died when I was young. Died like in 1999. So I remember him. And, he was abusive towards... And he wasn't even my mother's father. He was my aunt's father. Here's a story for you, chat. My mother's... I never met my real grandfather on my mother's side. My mother came from Poland. She emigrated from Poland in the 50s. She was born in Poland in 1955 under communist occupation from the Soviets. And she remembers her father, my real biological grandfather, like beating my grandmother, my babcia, which is the Polish word for grandmother. And eventually she left him. And she took my mother and lived with my great-grandfather, who I talked about on stream before, who hid Jewish families from the Nazis when they were occupied, before they were occupied by the Soviets. They were occupied by the Nazis during World War II. And eventually my mother then, my grandmother, my babcia, she moved to the United States, to set up a better life for my mother, met a man who was also Polish and who was in America, spent time in the Gulag. Because when the Soviets came, they were like, oh yes, they'll free us. It's like no, they're like no, we're coming to take over. And where he spent, I think, a number of years in a Russian and a Soviet Gulag in Siberia, got out, they freed him, and eventually he went to the United States. My grandmother married him, had a kid with him, which was my aunt, who I just said, and then my mother emigrated from Poland to the United States. And that grandfather and that guy beat my mother. And also, I believe, also beat my aunt and beat my grandmother too. Although he didn't always do it, but I don't know. Like, that happened. And then on my father's side, my brother, or excuse me, my father was the little brother. I have an uncle who I've only met once, actually twice, but really, I never had a conversation. I've had a bit of a conversation with him, and where that side of my family is kind of cold, very, just like, we don't talk about our feelings here. That's not what we do. And my father's brother, or my uncle, very domineering over my father, kind of a piece of shit, was into certain things, stole money from my family, from my father and my mother. And that ended that relationship, and never really knew him, never really had a relationship with him because of that, or this whole side of my family, which is huge on my uncle's side, because my uncle was fucking sleeping with everybody, and he had mistresses, and he has children out of wedlock. It's nuts. It's fucking nuts. It's nuts shit. So that happened, so that family just completely cut off. And then everything on my mother's side, was just my aunt, my grandfather. Remember, he died in 99, so I barely remember him. And there was my grandmother, and then my mom and my dad, and that's it. And then I did have relatives in Europe. I have relatives who lived in Poland. I have relatives who lived in Italy and Ireland, Belgium. Never met them, chat. No, I never been over to Europe. But, so that was my life. My life was pretty much, for the most part, yeah, my grandmother and my grandfather on my father's side, sure. Yes, interacted with them. But really, the most part, it was my mother, my father, my aunt, and my babcha. That was it. That was my family. So it's just, and I think, everyone has baggage, and they take that baggage and they dump it on the next generation. And I think that's what happened. Wow, Chris Herman's family tree is a friggin' Ford Coppola movie. Well, it's, yeah, a little bit of Francis Ford Coppola in there. Mr. Revan is Italian Pazan. And we love you anyways. Thank you, Naya. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And it's a combination of things. Of course, I love my mother. I love my father. But there's shit that it's like, yeah, you kind of fucked up to a degree in certain areas. There's no doubt about that. I've, gotten over it, getting over it. It's always with you to a degree. I mean, it's always going to be like, I can always say, well, I got over it, but it's always with you. I can be honest, it's always with you. It's always impacted you. But I will say, I still love them, of course. And there's various things with them. I won't get into details. My father's very sarcastic attitude. I mean, I can go on and on and on. But at the end of the day, I moved away. I still remain in contact, of course. I'm going to visit them and everything. But I feel like I'm a better person where I am right now. I'm probably the best version of me that I've ever been since moving to Texas and doing this for a living. It really is, I feel like. Naya Brownie, thank you so much. Thank you for the 5 biddies. Thank you, Giant Elfman, for the 5 biddies. Appreciate it. But I feel like, I've gotten better. And it's like, well, now I know how to be, I can be a better parent. I feel like I can be a better husband than my father was. I learned from it. I can do that, and that kind of goes back to the love thing. It's like the physical and emotional thing, and just being honest with a person. Honesty. I mean, that's what really my family's so fucked up about, is the honesty thing. Destroyed it. So yeah, it's I don't mind talking about it. I'm just being honest. Knew I missed that. Starting over. Thank you, Bach. No, thank you. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. So it's complicated. Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people? Yeah, that's the other part of the question. Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people? I mean, there's people that had it worse than I did. There's no doubt about it. My parents didn't beat me, You know, spanking, yeah, spankings, sure. Definitely when I was younger, no doubt about that. Not like I was beaten or anything like that. More like just emotional abuse, I guess I would say. Certain things that kind of fucked me up to a little bit. Like, you know, at the time. I mean, I'm better now. You know, getting better, of course. But, yeah, I'm sure there's some people that, I mean, yeah, I never had, like, I see in the movies, that's crazy, Chad, when you see in the movies, like, yeah, the mom and dad love each other. It's like, I've never seen my mom and dad kiss. I've never seen my mom and dad kiss. Like, they never shared a bedroom. They never did any of that. They never held hands. They never hugged each other. Like, they didn't do these things that I so often saw other friends of mine and their families do, and like people on TV or in movies do. And movies, I mean, I get it. Movies, they glorify, and sometimes not. Sometimes, you know, they show families that are well situated. They show families that are broken. But, you know, I'm just talking about what I saw. I was like, all right, you know, I didn't see that. I'm gonna stay in a relationship, not just with another person, but with myself. That's good, and that's good. That's good. I mean, life. I mean, I feel like your parents staying together actually did help in the long run, because having a step parent has a 50% chance of going, yeah, that ain't was never gonna happen. I'll tell you that. Yeah. But yeah, but you know, but I don't want to be like, oh, marriage is bad. Or like, I know marriage is not bad. Like, I'm not like saying like, and that's why I'm not one of those guys who's like, because my parents hate each other, that I'm like, and that's why I'm never getting married. It's like, no, I want to get married. I want to be a father. Of course I do. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good father. I want to give these things to someone and share with them. And I feel like I'm, at least with my experience, it's like, okay, I know what I need to do and what I don't need to do. So I feel like I'll be a better person. You know, I think even the most flawed parents, maybe even deep down, they won't admit it or they won't even show it. But I think they always want like their children, you know, if they have any modicum of respect or love, they want their children to do better than them. So I feel like I would be a better dad or be a better husband. So something I'm working towards, Chad. Yeah, that's something that like, someday I want to do that. Yeah, it's a good question though. It's a good question. I accidentally entered my comment before I finished. Oh, it's good. I've had some situation growing up, but hey, you learn to shit, learn to shit ton, you can use it a little bit. Exactly. Never seen my mom and dad be romantic. They had a fling, but that's the fling came me, and now they're just friends. Yeah. I don't know. People have different things. Like, there you go. I had a hard time in my early teens. I saw my father because of him not being there for me, and then I made the decision that I've been better without him in my life, and I have a stepfather who supported me. So that's good. That's good. You can sometimes you find another father, or father figure, or mother figure, or whichever. Around generational trauma is a very real thing. That's why I chose not to have kids until I'm in a stable relationship. Exactly. That's good. That's very good. Not just with another person, but with myself. Oh, I get what you say. Oh, I get what you're gonna say. No, but gotcha. Next up, Mr. Evan wants to be Ford Coppola movie. Well, there you go. How do I feel about my relationship with my mother is the next question. Damn, chat. Yeah, you know, ups and downs, of course. I think everyone can say that, ups and downs. You know, she was there for me for a lot. I know she loves me. She has that anxiety. She has that depression, and it can come out. And where she wants to attack people, you know, she can be selfish. I know that. You know, and she forces it on you, and she guilts you on purpose because she wants that. So I know that. I've seen it. I was like, okay, I recognize it now. But I know she loves me. But again, she's flawed, like every mother probably is. But it's good, you know. As I said before, it's like I'm better off not living with my parents. Obviously, I'm better off where I am right now. I love my independence. I love my independence. It's so good. My monetary independence, my emotional independence. It's so rewarding. It's so good. You know, I can talk with them, and I want on the phone. I will do that, of course. I have done that, but you know, you have your ups and downs, of course. States away from my mom. Oh Lord. Casey, my mom's side of the family is not great, neither is my dad's, but it's a good thing. I learned to decide that I'm better off without my dad in my life, and after he cheated on my mom 7 years ago when I was gone. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Last time I'm in my 40s, and my parents have been together until my mom passed 2016. There was an example of, there was good stuff my parents. That's amazing, Blackstone. That's good. That's good. She does have the stress, anxiety, and that guilt tripping is I know too. So you know, Casey, yeah, you've been through it too. Yep, they do that. They just, yeah, it's narcissism. It's narcissism. That's what it is. And it's narcissism compounded by other generational abuse, which now Bernie brought up, which is true, from her father, her stepfather, My dad caused, it was a lot of things. It's a lot of things, chat. Oh, and that's question 25, chat. Make 3 true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling. I guess I can do this with you guys. I can just say we are both feeling honest. We are both feeling raw. We are both feeling I guess emotional. I mean, I'm not crying or anything, but I feel like this is a very emotional talk. Intimate. We are both feeling intimate right now, I would say, in a non-sexual way. Yeah, I would say those. Yeah. Honest, raw, and intimate. It's my dad in a nutshell. He's got anxiety depression. I love him to death, but he can be difficult because he acts on his insecurities. And his insecurities, too. Doesn't see beyond himself. Yeah. Now we're both feeling brownie. Whap, whap, whap. He's like in my family stream from Gotham, so I know how it is to wake up with all dead horse sometimes. Damn, whap, whap, whap. Just remember I'm back because I couldn't sleep and we were all feeling horny. Ah, well, that always. Especially in the morning. But there you go, Chad. That was the 5 questions from Deadpool. Got very honest there, very real. I like that, chat. Good stuff. We'll do 5 more from Deadpool next week. There's how many do we have left from Deadpool? We have 11. 11 questions from Deadpool. That'll be good. But now, my friends, we're going to go ahead and move on to, it's a long show, chat. Told you I'd give you these thick, robust, girthy, well-endowed, robust answers, chat. It's what I do. It's what I do. I don't fucking beat around the bush, chat, okay? I give you what you need. I give you what you deserve. Gotta kiss the ring. Gotta show your respect to me. Show your respect to me and your godfather. All right. As you're kind because I'm horny. I love it, chat. I love it. But now, chat, we shall get to Color Me Hazel's questions. She likes to go last, and that's what we'll do last, chat. We're going to Color Me Hazel. And then I missed this question like 2 weeks back, chat. I got to do it right now. What holiday would I create? It would be the Juicy Jamboree, chat. Everyone would be required to wear a Sonic suit. The family must write and read an erotic story. Choices will be made available, chat. It doesn't have to be Sonic, but you will have choices that I will decide because this is my world and my society and I control it. The suit and individual must be soaked in ice cream and later eaten. That's what must happen, chat. That's what must happen. And then, chat, they all go to bed sticky, and they feel dirty, chat. And then the next day is the day of cleansing, where they are then able to wash away the sticky Sonic or other erotic. I mean, the Sonic suit's obvious. The Sonic eroticism, chat. All of that is gone. And it's Juicy Jamboree. That's how it is, chat. And I shall watch it all from my cameras and go, God. Purge, Juicy, purge. Forever purge. I would, other than that, I would do like a streaming. Now he's like, oh. Oh no. I'm gonna cut my nails and ruining my left disc keyboard. Oh no, I'm sorry. Streaming day. I think it'd be streaming day where we celebrate streamers for their content creation. And they get to say, hey, I appreciate this streamer for what they did. I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, neat. But other than that, Chad, the Juicy Jamboree and the supple teats of Sonic. So my children, Chad, the children provide so much for me. The bodily ice cream soup, their eroticism, and once they have given these to me, then they may suckle upon my bosom. Give us that cleavage juice. Ooh. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, we eat Mr. Revan, but that's nice. Goddamn right. Well, I'm in a bathtub, and then I let the ice cream soak, and then I freeze it, and then you eat it. So it's soaked in my essence. My sweet essence. Be wonderful. It'll be good. So that's the Juicy Jamboree or streaming day. That's the answer. Oh. And if I could interview one member of the Juicy Gang, who would I interview, chap? And what would I ask? What would I interview you, Color Me Hazel? I want to know more about you. I want to know more about your life. what's it like living on Hawaii? That's a question I want to know, because like you think we have these preconceived notions of Hawaii, Chad. It's like, oh yeah, it's the 50th state. And we, we always think of, I think of like people on the mainland and continental United States, like, oh, it's a vacation spot. It's tropical. It's beaches every day. Everyone's fucking drinking out of coconuts. It's great. Pineapples everywhere. That's what y'all want. But like, what is it really like to live in Hawaii? I'd be very curious about that. Because I've heard some like, well, it's expensive. Some places aren't great. There's certain sections like are really good and are great for families and middle class. Some of these places are like going to run down. Other places more the vacation tourist destinations that you want to check out. But it's like, well, like, what is it? Like, I really want to know, like, about Hawaii. Because I've heard, like, some people's like, Hawaii's not all cracked up to, to what everyone says. Cracked up to what, it's supposed to be. I was like, all right, I want to know more about that. I want to know that from someone who has lived there for a big portion of their life. I imagine, I would ask Kami Hazel, have you lived there your entire life? I'm curious. I don't even know. I know she lives there now on one of the islands. But I want to know that. I think it'd be interesting. It was probably it's crazy. See, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I see my secret bro. Bach, there was an actor I actually wanted to interview. Which one would it be? Oh, I've talked about that before. That's a Patreon question. Chris wants to interview the person who slashed his tire. Nah, I got nothing to say to them. Let me just interview me. Love talking about myself in a completely humble and non-egotistical way. Person who entered Chris Chaz in the chat. Ooh. Hope not. But no, I want to know. Like, I think that'd be an interesting topic. Like, okay, what is life like in Hawaii? Because I think a lot of us. I mean, Nyburn, you brought up so here the homeless problem. I had no idea about that. Just hashtag justice for Juicy, indeed. But I think that'd be an interesting conversation. I think a lot of us have these preconceived notions that Hawaii is a tropical paradise. And obviously, there's certain areas, of course, are great. People go there for the honeymoons, go on vacations. But what is it like to live there? So for someone who's not going to the places, going to the restaurants all the time, having their honeymoon, this very blissful occasion, just like an ordinary citizen, just living there. What is that experience like? What is your neighborhood like? What do you do? What is it like living on an island? That's the other question too. Because you think of like living on an island, like, do you feel isolated? I mean, we have the convenience. We live on this, like, a lot of us live on this one continent. I live in Texas, where I can go anywhere I want. Good. I can go I can drive my car. I can I can go anywhere on the North American and South American continent. There's a fucking road. I could do that. I could do that tomorrow. I can get up right now and drive down to Mexico, have my passports. I can drive all through. I can go all these. I can do this. But someone who lives on an island, you can't really do that. It's like, you can't drive. You can go around a certain amount. You probably complete the fucking whole island in like an hour. How long does it take? I don't know. These are questions I have. I think it'd be really interesting to know. What's the weather like there? I mean, we hear it's always sunny and bright and it's great, but probably rains a lot. It's very humid. It's tropical. What's storms like? What's the flora and fauna like? What are the animal situation there? Do you have to deal with sharks and shit? I'm terrified of sharks. Are sharks really scary? Do you go in the water? Should I not go in the water? I want to know these things. These are kind of fun. I think that'd be I'm serious. Like, I think I would love to interview Carmi Hazel and ask her about what her life is like in Hawaii. And people just live in different countries too. Because I know we have some international listeners. I know people that live in different, or not just in the United States. I think that'd be interesting. Koki, you live in Japan. I'd like to learn about, you live in an island, Koki. I think that'd be interesting to learn, like, watch what life like in Japan. Maybe you live in an archipelago. It's multiple islands and shit. But, what's that like? What is the, is it expensive? Do you live in the city? Do you live in like a smaller town? I think that's great. Like, I want to interview people who live in places that are very different from me, because I think we have very different experiences growing up in just everyday life. Do you want Carmi Hazel to send you a nature doc? I just want her opinions on things. I want to see what she feels about, these. I would do it Koki. I think it would be really cool to interview Koki and ask him about Japan. What's that like? Is Koki still here, by the way? I don't know if Koki's still here, but I would ask you, man. I think that'd be a really interesting topic. I would love to get into details about that. Hawaii seems very good in some places, but yeah, my dad's new family is very much from Hawaii. What's like living on an island? Is someone who's born on an island the same as living on here? Okay, is that what it is? Okay, but I don't know. I mean, is there some things that you can't get that are easier for other people? I don't know. I'm speaking out of ignorance. I just kind of want to know these things. Yeah. Corey/Charlie content. Someday. We'll see. Gotta get the first one out first. I love talking about myself. Oh, I already read that one. But yeah, these are some questions I would have. I think it'd be interesting. I would love to interview people who live in different countries, or live in the same country as me, but they're the topography is just very different. We can get a coconut from our yard. Boom! Dan and Chris travels in the travel can. That'd be cool. I would love to do that. That'd be kind of cool to do like a travel series. I've talked about that. If I mentioned that this was last week, right? My last Classic Glass cast for Yassable Sass, where I said if I only had 6 months to live or whatever it was, I'd travel. I would travel and I would take you guys on the road with me. I would literally no, I'm gonna travel log everything. I would do streams. I'm just gonna go to all these different places I always wanted to go to before, and just talk and rely on you guys so I can stay in these places for free, so I can save money. Definitely do all those stuff. Yep. But yeah, it's a great question, Carmen Hazel, and that is something I would I want to talk to you. I want to talk to Koki. I want to talk to people who live in different countries. No name for Twitch domain. Hi, Chris. I wanted to ask you if you consider playing Isolation on Nightmare during October. Also, did you hear about the new Alien series? If so, what are your thoughts? I will probably play Isolation. I might, because I love that game. It's just so fun. People react to it really well. Nightmare? No, because I want to have fun playing it. I want to play it on the highest difficulty because that's not too fun. It's like I die and then I got to restart or something. I don't even know what that level is. If that's the level where it's like if it gets me, then I die, then I got to restart, then no. I don't like doing those kind of things. But I'll probably play Isolation again. I played it last year, so I might want to check out some other stuff, but it's on the list of possibilities. But the Alien Fireteam game, oh, so excited for it. Can't wait for it. It's coming in August. I will definitely stream that when it comes out, and probably stream that into September and into October. So that is happening. No question. It'll be good. The Hood. What? I'm running. Raise your hand. I can't find my apartment. Can I come over? No. No. Chris interviewing a person who lives in Compton. So what is good in the hood? What is good in the hood? No, I know the vernacular. I won't say the. I say the hood, chat. Obviously. Come on now. I'm not that ignorant. Listen, live. Yeah, it's cool, right? No, I would love to. I would love to interview people who live in foreign countries, and like, how is your life different than mine? You know, just certain things, certain differences. I think that'd be cool. Even like Chris the Hood Herman. I love that. That's a good one. I ain't no buster. I ain't no punk buster, chat. You know that. Woo. And so we'll move on. That chicken away. Isaac, good to see you. Just came back from karaoke since the first time since the pandemic began. This guy's giving the people that good. Thank you, Isaac. No, we've gotten very honest. We've gotten very raw tonight. It's been a good stream, my friend. Class on the Glass Cast. We've been in this for 3+ or nearly 4 hours. This has been a really good one. This has been one of my favorite Class on Glass casts ever, chat. Dad, chicken wing, Isaac, the 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Oh, and congratulations to Dre, Bach, La Flame, No Name for Twitch Domain, and Broadway Tone. Crowd was funny. It was all bad for you. Thank you, Isaac, for all that, man. Chris in the hood. All these damn fire mess with the homie juicy. What? Jesus Christ. How long did I stream last night? I think it's like 7 hours. I think I streamed for about 7 hours. It was late because we did Civil War, and that was lost with 2.5-hour movie. So I think we stopped like around, I think it was just before 3, I want to say. And then I watched the Tomorrow War, or a good portion of it before I went to bed. I liked it. Oh my God, 7 hours. Yeah, I've done longer. I think my longest stream ever was 8 hours. I think it was at least 8 hours. I know it might have gone over that. I don't think I've done 9. No, I've definitely done 8, if not a little bit over 8 by like a couple minutes, maybe a half hour. But I've definitely done 8 hours. I know that. It was a long one. It was a long one, chat. But thank you, Isaac, for all the incredible support. Happy to have you here. Just been answering my very generous patrons' Patreon questions. You ever feel the need to submit some questions, Isaac, please do so, my friend. Please do so. But let me go ahead. Thunder the Chris, what movies do you have in mind for the Halloween stream? I don't know yet. I want to think about it because I'm probably gonna try to get stuff that I know is free and easily attainable for you guys to get. That's what we did last year. Dawn of the Dead, Hellraiser, and Reanimator were all available on YouTube for free. We're just like no ads and shit. So I was like, oh, that was good. That worked out in hindsight. So you could download them too. We did that. Killer Clowns was on Netflix, and that was the one where we did where the only one that was on the streaming service. The rest were just like free. It's like cool. And so I had to look into it. I might rely on the streaming services. So HBO Max and Netflix will probably come into play. But if I can find some free stuff where I'm like, oh shit, we have access to it, then why not? But probably definitely have either HBO Max and Netflix for those. Those are going to be the primary ones I'll look towards for doing the horror movie watch parties. But I'll look for some other free stuff if I can find it. you know, for you guys, and I'll make it available. I'll let you guys know, like, hey, here's the link to this thing. Go ahead and do what you will with it. It'll be fun. Thanksgiving for yeah, we did Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving. That was fun. That was a great time. That was on Amazon. Thankfully, that was free on Amazon, so we go watch it. The Sunday service is the Purge tomorrow. Yes, Sunday service tomorrow, Chad, is the Forever Purge, and Tomorrow War. I will be actually seeing the Forever Purge tomorrow before I go to the studio. I'll be watching that'll be actually the thing I do before. Probably see that like around 2-ish, maybe 1-ish. We'll see. But yeah, we are reviewing Tomorrow War tomorrow. And the Forever Purge tomorrow as well. But now we'll move on to Carmi Hazel's next question, chat. What is one thing you were very particular about? You know, it's I thought of it because of like, okay, like it's my content. Like what particular things about my content that I'm very particular about? It's like I realize it's like font spacing and punctuation. And so I'm in a weird situation where I do a lot of my title card creation. Like you see my title cards, chat, for my commentaries, video reactions, my movie reviews, tune reviews, like on my YouTube channel or my Patreon. I have a specific font that I use, but that font, funny enough, is no longer like available on like updated versions of Adobe Premiere Pro. And so like I would do a whole bunch of stuff here right now, like on my desktops, but my laptop has the older version of Premiere Pro, and I like that version because I have access to all those fonts and how it looks, and I don't like the inconsistency of the fonts. It's like, no! It's that OCD in me. It's like, oh, I'll have to switch someday. Or like the simple things like the title cards for the gameplay where I have the number in the corner. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5, etc. But they don't have that font anymore. So I'm going to have to switch over to a different font style, and I don't want to do it. I want to like have a clean start with it, though. But it's like, oh, it sucks. And so, yeah, definitely, most recently, definitely font space and punctuation. When I see like a punctuation error, like in like a YouTube description or something, it's like, oh, I had a double period, or there's like an improper space. Like it's small things. Like when I send out a tweet and I notice there's like an extra space between like between a word. It's like, oh, it looks awkward. I hate shit like that. Like that, I'm very particular about. Like I want to make sure it looks as nice as possible, as neat as possible before it gets out or sent out. You know, so it looks, you know, professional, chat. Kind of how it is. Yeah. That's for me. Definitely that font spacing and punctuation as of right now in my life. Make a comment on it because it screams fun. I don't know if I can do that. Comic Sans is probably like the ugliest font ever. That is such an unprofessional looking font. It's like such a joke now. I love it. Oh Lord. Why does Chris Pratt always have to have Davy issues? Low first source are now this character. He doesn't always have it. I mean, he's good at it. He's good at it, though. I like Chris Pratt in the movie. I had more fun with that movie than I did. There's some goofy stuff. There's some stuff that doesn't work, and the time travel stuff is fucking nonsense. I as I said in my tweet, as I said in my my very brief kind of general thoughts about the film, I'll talk about this tomorrow. I really like the idea, and it's stupid, but I'm like, this is kind of cool, where soldiers in the future are like, hey, we need to fucking recruit people who will die the next few years anyway to fight in this. And again, time travel doesn't make sense. Time travel never makes sense. It only works on an emotional level. It never works on a scientific level. It just doesn't. Okay? That's why usually time travel is used best in things like Back to the Future. When you need something like a flux capacitor, which is not a fucking real thing. It's just a MacGuffin. It's just a thing that you need for to do the time. It doesn't matter. Or like Avengers Endgame, where it stops making sense at one point, but what they do right is that it works on an emotional level. Like the Steve stuff doesn't make any sense. When he's like, yeah, I went to a new fucking thing and I lived up my list. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter because on an emotional level it works. I think that's fine. And in this movie, yeah, the time travel doesn't make any goddamn sense. So it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, never try to over-explain your time travel, and they don't, thank God, because they did. Be like, you just sound more dumb. That's why the example in Interstellar to me has some of the worst and dumbest fucking time travel imaginable, because Christopher Nolan feels the need to over-explain it, and he says the reason why it's because of love. It's like, oh, fuck off. I'll tell you this much. The time travel in the Tomorrow War is better than the time travel in Interstellar. That's a fact. I don't give a shit. That's how it is. And it's like, if you listen, I'm not saying that it's a better movie. I'm just saying the time travel in the Tomorrow War makes a lot more fucking sense than it does in Interstellar. They don't have a scene. It's like, it's the power of fucking love that propels you through time. It's like, okay, sure. They don't have that. You know what they say? You know what they say in the Tomorrow War that does it? It's a big fucking machine. It's a big fucking pylon of electricity coming off. That's all it is. I'm like, all right, that's good. That's good for me. I don't care. Time travel never makes sense. It's always stupid. It's always dumb. And every time you over-explain it, you're going to look dumb. You're going to fall on your face. It's how it always happens. The Elite, thank you so much for resubscribing. 9 months, you're going to front poop out that Twitch, baby. In Snobby Film Critic voice, it's not about the time travel, it's about the emotional travel. Hey, wait a minute. Well, I'm saying, but no, I'm not doing the Snobby Film Critic voice. No, I'm not doing that. The Snobby Film Critics are the one that are like, no, the time travel in Interstellar is so good. My whole thing is like, don't over-explain your time travel because it doesn't work. And anytime you try to explain it, it doesn't make any sense. Say the least amount about it as possible to say we can do it, and that's good. Say we need a MacGuffin. That's why the time travel in Back to the Future works so well. Because fucking Doc Brown is not going on about how it works. He's just like, the fuck's the capacitor, Marty? We gotta go 8 miles per hour. That's all you need. That's all you need to know. That's it. He fucking hooked up a nuclear engine. He stole from the Libyans. All right. He has a thing called a flux capacitor, and it constantly is lost. And they got to go 88 miles per hour, and that's it. And they don't go farther. I was like, yes, that's what you need to do. That's all you need to fucking do. All right. Tomorrow War's like, hey, we need a bunch of fucking schlubby 40-year-olds who are gonna die in like 5 years. Okay, you got to go sent to the future to fight giant hentai monsters who shoot spears and spikes out of their tentacles, okay? And you got to fight them, and these guys have no training, and they're constantly getting fucking killed, and it's great. The second act in this movie is really good. It's very fun. That's all you need to know. And how the tournament work, it doesn't matter. It's a big fucking pile in the middle of the ocean. That's all it is. I was like, cool. That's all you need to know. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it, chicks. Every time you overthink it, you look dumb. You look dumber. You think you're smart, but you actually look dumber. Christopher Nolan's Interstellar is fact. It's like, love is the answer. It's like, no, it's not, Christopher. I mean, you're saying I thought it was someone. Oh, I get you. No, I get you, film freak. Bill and Ted did it well. Yes, Bill and Ted did very well. Rick and Morty do a good time. Exactly. Yes, they do, because they don't fucking over-explain it. How do Bill and Ted travel through time? It's in a phone booth. What power is the phone booth? I don't know. Who cares? Doesn't matter. They just could do it. Traveling in Snow was just depressing. You drop a wall out there and turn around and pick up. It's 10 years later. Yeah, it's just like, wait, what? And they weren't on there for 10. They were not. Yeah. Mr. Herman, I feel privileged to have been there to hear you speak of your family. I appreciate the honesty and generosity. Oh, thank you, Blacks. No, I appreciate that. No, thank you for listening to me. I didn't want to come off as just like, woe is me. I just want to be honest. Just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I said, like, hey, I think I'm a better person just being here and doing this with you guys. So thank you for listening. I appreciate that. Trying was the least of Tomorrow War's issues. Yeah, exactly. That's not the issue with the movie. It's fine. It has some other stuff that doesn't work, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. I like the fact that they sent all these schlubby soccer moms and office drones to fight very dangerous aliens, and they all get horrifically massacred. I think it's very funny. I was like, this is good. I liked it for that. But yeah, it definitely has issues. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I didn't hate it. But now we'll move on to Carmen Hazel's next question. What song had no business being in children's movies or TV shows because it was that good? I don't know. For me, I grew up with a lot of Disney films, and there's the one song I'm like, this feels kind of dark and fucked up. I don't think it should be here, but it's Hellfire, from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is not. I'm not a big fan of that movie. I have some issues with that movie, especially the message of the film. So if you're ugly, then you don't get the girl. It's like, oh, fuck you. I hate that message. I hate that. Like the message of the movie should be like, despite what Quasimodo looks like, Esmeralda should see like he's this incredible man who is a good person. But now she goes with the fucking hot blonde guy who has no personality, and I was like, that's fucked up. I didn't like that. That bothered me a lot. That bothered me a significant amount in that movie. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then he's like, the people love him now. It's like, no. Don't give me that. Esmeralda's like the hottest of the Disney era, Renaissance era female characters. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He's like, you have the love of the people though, Quasimodo. That's more than my love. It's like, okay, that's better than my love. Sure it is. Is that why you're strutting around showing off your bazoongas all the time, Esmeralda? While you strut with them curves? Esmeralda was Pan Am before Pan Am. No, Pan Am and I were in love. It happened, Naya. Don't deny me. He's a winner. She's like, Quasimodo, you don't have my love. You have something more than that. My respect. It's like, fuck you. That pissed me off. It's because I'm like, I don't like that. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then they did the sequel where he got a girl, but it's like, no, too little, too late, chat. Bull fucking shit. Her admiration, respect. Yep, he got to respect her admiration, but not her love, chat. That's no fairness. This is what happened in the book too. No, I know, and the book is fucked up. I know. Book, the blonde guy gets with her, but then goes back to his wife. Yeah, and then she dies, and then he fucking dies of exposure, hugging her corpse in a fucking hole in the ground. I know that. I was going to review the tomorrow one very person. And indeed it is him, Xavier. Indeed it is. We're going to do that. It'll be fun. Jimmy's voice, is my stuff not good enough for you? Oh, God. Oh, I love it. But Hellfire, that's a good one, Nia. But Hellfire, and Hunchback is like, this is fucked up. Where it's like Hellfire. How's that song go? Let me look up that Hellfire lyrics. Hellfire lyrics. Hunchback of Notre Dame, chat. I don't know this song as well as something like Be Prepared, which I also put up there. It's like a lot of Disney Renaissance era music was just so good, but it fit the movie. Not that it's like it's so good that it doesn't need to be in the film. It's like it's hard for me to separate those because like no, it works. I think it makes the movie even better because the song's in there. So I don't know if I can really answer this, question, but Vita Maria, you know I am a righteous man, of my virtue I am justly proud. Vita Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the common, vulgar, weakless, scentless crowd. Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there, why her smoldering eyes still scorch my soul. I feel her, I see her, the sun caught in her raven hair is blazing me out of all control. Like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin, this burning desire is turning me to sin. It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It's the gypsy girl, the witch, who sent this flame. It's not my fault if in God's plan he made the devil so much stronger than a man. Protect me, Maria. Don't let the siren cast her spell. Don't let her fire spear my flesh and bone. Destroy Esmeralda and let her taste the fires of hell, or else let her be mine and mine alone. Hellfire, dark fire, now gypsy, it's your turn. Choose me or your pyre, be mine or you will burn. I'm hard, the song. There you go, chat. I'm like, this is kind of fucking dark. Post-nut depression, the song. He's horny. It's about a guy who's super fucking horny. And is like, well, I can't. She's a gypsy, so I can't do it. And it's like, well, I'll kill her if she doesn't want to be with me. I'll just kill her. It's like it's fucked up. It's a fucked up. But like, I like Frollo. He's a cool villain. Like, he's really just like, God damn, you're dark. That's why you don't see him anymore, because he's like, you got to go away. That's why you never see him at the House of Mouse. Frollo ain't at the House of Mouse, chat. He's now Jafar, or, Ursula, or even Scar and shit. Like, Scar killed his brother. He couldn't perform the coup. It's like, no. Get your horny ass away. Well, son, Chris can actually sing well full price. That's the best compliment you're getting. Thank you, man. I know my Disney sons. Oh, chat. Oh, you got me going now. You got me going. I missed some of the beats in Hellfire because I don't sing often, but I did pretty well there. What's throwing me off sometimes when I see is there's Latin in it. I just skipped all the Latin parts of the chorus. I was like, I ain't singing that shit. It's too hard. But I know, poor unfortunate souls. I love this song, chat. And of course, be prepared. Be prepared, chat. All about that shit. All right, here we go. I'll sing this one, chat. The only way to get what you want is to become human yourself. Can you do that? My dear, sweet child, that's what I do. It's what I live for, to help unfortunate merfolk like yourself, poor souls with no one else to turn to. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They went kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light, and made a switch. True, yes? And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. And here lately, please don't laugh, I use it on the behalf of the miserable, the lonely, and depressed. Pathetic. Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thin, this one wants to get the going. Do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They came flocking to my cauldron crying, spells, sisters, please. And I help them? Yes, I do. Now it happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I had to rake 'em across the coals. Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole, I've been a saint to those poor unfortunate souls. Now here's the deal. I will make you a potion that will turn you into a human for 3 days. Got that? 3 days. Now listen. This is important. If the sun sets on the 3rd day, you got to get old Princey to fall in love with you. That is, he's got to kiss you. Not just any kiss. This kiss of true love. If he does kiss you before the sun sets on the 3rd day, you remain human permanently. But if he doesn't, you turn back into a mermaid and you belong to me. No, Elio, that's fucking Sebastian doing this whole thing. Have we got a deal? And if I become human, I'm going to be with my father's sisters again? That's right, but you have your man. Life's full of tough choices, isn't it? Oh, and there's one more thing. We have discussed the subject of my payment. If I don't have any, I'm not asking much. Just a token, really a trifle. You'll never even miss it. What I want from you is your voice. My voice? You've got it, sweet cakes. No more talking, sinning, zip. But with my voice, how can I? You'll have your looks, your pretty face, and don't underestimate the importance of body language. Ha! The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl gossips is a bore. Yes, on land it's much preferred for the ladies not to say a word. And after all, dear, what is idle prattle for? Come on! Then all the impressive conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can. When they don't swoon and fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. If she holds her tongue, who gets a man? Come on, you poor unfortunate soul. Go ahead, make your choice. I'm a very busy woman. I haven't got a day. It won't cost much, just your voice. You poor unfortunate soul. It's sad, but true. If you want to cross the bridge, my sweet, you've got to pay the toll. Take a gulp and take a breath and go ahead and sign the scroll. Flotsam, jetsam, now I've got a boys. This boss is on a roll. This poor unfortunate soul. Yeah. And there you go. Joey Campbell's Joker sounds a lot like Ursula. Well, it's the male version of Ursula. I never realized until now Ursula's basically a shallow makeup company. God, Lairs, man. Oh, okay. He went from singing pretty good to go back to singing pretty bad. No, I did it. Well, there was dialogue involved. I love this one. It's a good song, man. It's a great song. Oh, Lord, yeah. I did it well, Jason. Poo-poo on you. Hellfire under my skin. But those Disney songs, Chad, I always thought they were like, wow, these always, I know some of these, and I love playing them in different iterations because they're just fun. I grew up with them. And so, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a song that's too good for a movie. It's hard for me to think about that. I am ignorant when it comes to music, but it's just, but they just all help the movies, I feel like. It's hard for me to separate them, you know? Oh, I really felt that. Thank you, Newsy Ducky. Thank you. Because you'd be a perfect bard. Thank you. Oh, yeah. No, I know be prepared. I know that you're... How's it go, Chad? I know that you're... Oh, shit. Now I got to sing it, Chad. Oh, you got me going. Here we go. I gotta do it now. Now you got me going. I got stuff. It's like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh, here we go, chat. I never thought hyenas essential, the crude and unspeakably plain. But maybe they're a glimmer of potential, if allied to my vision and brain. I know that your powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside, but as thick as you are. Pay attention! My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expressions. The lights are not on upstairs, but we're talking kings and successions. Even you can't be caught unawares. So prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. A shiny new era is tiptoeing nearer. And how do we feature? Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I'm given my dues. But injustice deliciously squared. Be prepared. There you go. Woo, will Chris ruin this song? No. Guys, when November ends, be prepared. Mommy, no, I did it good. Oh, I did okay. I think I did a good cover. Oh, Lord, you doing great. Thank you, Jason. Steve, and the Oscar goes to goddamn right. Thank you, Steve, for the 10 biddies, baby. Killed it, 10 out of 10. Thank you. I love all those songs. I love those. Joe's like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Oh my Lord! High in my list, shit. High in my list. I love all those songs. But now we can move on to come Hazel's next question. What would you say to a girl of your dreams when she asks you what you did for a living? I would just tell her I'm a Twitch streamer that focuses on doing movie reviews, TV reviews, cartoon reviews. I played games. That would be what I would I would say. At first. That's what I would say at first. But we can move on now. Steve's like, we're done. Stand ovation. Thank you, Koki. Thank you. But no, that's what I would do. I would tell her, like, no, I'm an online entertainer. I have a Twitch channel. That's what I focus on. Is entertaining people live with various types of content. Like, again, movie reviews, watch parties, cartoon reviews. I tell her, like, I talk about movies and cartoons and play video games all day, pretty much. And I do video and audio commentaries of films, and then I eventually, it's like, I also read a Sonic erotic fan fiction, but it's a joke. It's like a joke. It's a joke thing. You can always, Corey did the me and say web design. Yeah, that's true. I can do that. I can make sense. Somebody asks for a living to keep it vague. Guys, some hassle. I sell it. I sell it long. I sell it hard. So I'm going to influence. I would never say I'm an influence. I would never say that. I would say I'm a human pastry. That's true. You are one night. That's true. I'm delicious. No, I don't think I'd ever say I'm an influencer. I would just say I'm a streamer. I'm a Twitch streamer that focuses on movie reviews, cartoon reviews, watch parties, and video games. That's what I do. And you're like, wow, that's so cool. It's like awesome. So you play games all day? It's like, yeah. It's like, wow. That's awesome. That's what I do. Say it. Say it for me. Indeed. You should see I work at Chuck E. Cheese with haunted dolls. I don't want to do that. Well, I've interacted with those haunted animatronics in the game. Those eyes, those horrible yellow eyes. I'll be doing a Spider-Man 3 chat, not this upcoming week, but the week after. We'll look forward to that. You see, I read erotic fan fiction. Girl walks away. That's probably what's gonna happen. Not gonna open with that. I'm gonna make sure we've been dating for a while. That maybe when we moved in, I was like, oh, by the way, so this is my Sonic suit. And she's like, what is this? It's like I wear it. I wear it, and I read erotic fiction for people. It's funny. So I talk when people tell me about themselves. I feel attacked. No. No. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, you slowly acclimate him. You slowly acclimate him until then you drop the shit. Now you drop the heavy set. PJ13KZ. I'm going to call you PG. PG. Thank you for following my Huckleberry. Welcome stream. Hope you're doing well. I'm the big fan of Frozen, but the song Into the Unknown. Oh, Frozen 2, no, is good. It's a good song. I like it. I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. It stays under 86. Well, obviously. You got to cut a hole in there, though. Oh, Lord. But, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm a Twitch streamer that focuses on these specific things. And now, chat, Color Me Hazel, she loves me, loves when I create the movie plots. She's creating movie plots during the Juicy Gang in a thriller, chat. So, okay, here we go, chat, all right? I am Christopher Juicy Herman, Mr. Evan 7. I'm a fairly successful Twitch streamer. Not like the biggest in the world, not like Ninja Level, nothing like that. Respectable, I have my group, I have my fans, and they love my content. I've recently taken a vacation. I need to decompress. I need to decompress a little bit. You know, I filmed some stuff. I was doing some changes. I'm changing things up, chat. I've had, like, certain things, certain accoutrements that people, like, know me for. Like my content and things. You know, and this time it's like, well... You know, I've done movie reviews, I've done tune reviews, I played video games. Maybe I want to talk about music now. I want to talk about music, changing up a little bit, going to a genre that I have a little, you know, not really too unfamiliar with or too familiar with. So I want to try something new. Changed up my whole look. I got a new chair. I got Mistress chair, and I'm ready to debut all this stuff, kind of put it out there online, kind of like, kind of get test case. Like, how is this? How are people liking this content? But, you know, I decided to go on my Colorado trip, chat, right at that cabin. And ready to head back home. She headed back home to Austin. I drove there. But, you know, I decided to drive, of course, during this very horrible snowstorm. And end up crashing my car. End up crashing my car. She crashed in a car, and I'm just like, I'm all fucked up. Legs are all broken. My arms are all broken. I'm a busted guy. I'm a busted guy, chat. But little did I know, chat, someone was watching me. They're watching me. Fly away. And these two individuals, Chad, they get me out of my car. They got a crowbar, and they resuscitate me. They resuscitate me, Chad. And they carry me back to their abode. And I wake up, Chad. And I realize I'm in a bed. And my legs are in horrific fucking pain, chat, but it's like numb. My arms all busted up. And I look to my left, and who do I see in front of me, chat? To my left, who do I see? But two individuals, chat. Naya Brownie and Color Me Hazel, chat. And they're there, and they live here in Colorado. They live in Colorado. And there's like, oh, Mr. Rev Juicy. Oh, Chris, we're such big fans of you. You can call us Color Me Brownie for, you know, convenience. You goddamn right. Thank you for the 3 biddies, Naya. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm like, oh, and it's just like, yeah, we saw you driving. And we were like, why is Christopher Herman? Why is Juicy Herman? Why is Mr. Evan 7 driving the worst snowstorm? Imagine what they were saying in this year. Oh, boy, I thought he was crazy for doing it. But then we saw you go off the side of the road. And we were like, oh, no, what's going to happen? We got to save him. And so we saved him. And we brought you back here. And I'm asking, why am I in a hospital? You know, I got to tell my chat what's going on. And we're like, oh, yeah, your laptop's not working. I think it got all busted up in the thing. But I got like a computer. It's not, you know, internet's down right now, right? But, you know, I got USB drives to be able to upload any content, any content to, like, oh, these are the things we have. I'm like, oh, that's good. I should probably call a hospital. It's like, no, phone lines are down too. You know, it's not working. Cell phone not charged. I got to go and get a new cell phone charger. I was like, oh, shit, what about my cell phone? It's like, I didn't find it. I don't know. I just saw you there and dragged you back. I was like, oh, shit, wait a damn minute. This is mystery. Thank you, 3 biddies, 9. So I was like, oh, thank you. I got to talk to my chat. So like, oh, don't worry, you'll talk to the chat very soon. Once the snow clears. I was like, oh, good. Why am I in such horrible fucking pain? And it's like, oh, you fucking broke your body and some shit. And so they reveal me. They're like, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm all like busted up and stuff. And they have like a split that is like made of calcified brownies just down my leg. So hard. They're so hard. It's just like tack. And there's calcified. It's like in a clay kind of formation. It's like, yeah, it looks bad, but that's the go-to way to fix a broken leg in Colorado. is to take old brownie batter and just lather it around your body until it kind of hardens up and it forms the bones back. Cool. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that could happen. It's like, yeah. Well, listen, I'll take care of you. We'll take care of you for now. And so, you know, they provided for me, Chad. They give me broccoli soup and all that stuff. The brownies is great. We're recovering and shit. And they're like, you know, we're such big fans of you. We just want to know. So what are you doing up here? I was like, I was testing out some new content I want to show to my chat. And they're like, well, we're your biggest fans. Like, can we see some of this content? I'm like, of course you can. Yeah, I want to get your opinion. Yeah, of course. And so they watch it. Oh, don't worry. No, Josh is in this. He's coming. He's not here yet. But then it's later that night, and I'm sleeping and shit because I got filled with pills and brownies and broccoli soup, and I come to, and I see Naya and calling me Hazel at the foot of my bed, and they're like, you dirty bird, you dirty birdie, what did you do to OG Chair? What did you do to OG Chair? Ah! Just slamming me into the ground. And I was like, I replaced him. I placed him with the new chair. It's like, who's the chair, Chris? Mistress Chair, we hate him. We hate him. Like, Carmen Hazel always has a gun point at me. He's wearing a panda suit, just like, the whole time. I was like, oh, God. And it's like, you're going to bring back OG Chair. You're going to do this, okay? I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's like, you're going to make it good. You're going to make your content good again. You're going to talk about cartoons and movies and play video games that we want you to play. And I'm like, okay. And by the way, everyone thinks you're fucking dead. So you're going to perform for us, like, on your computer. I was like, I don't know what's happening. And so you go back to my cabin. You sneak in there. Now I call me Hazel, and you grab, like, a new chair, and you grab everything else I was working on. They're like, burn it. I'm like, I don't want it. They're like, you're going to burn it. And so I got to burn it. I put the kerosene supply. I have paid for a Mistress Chair. That's true. And so it burns. You make me burn Mistress Chair. And then you have this whole setup where I have to do these streams, but you got to do it just in the right way or you'll hurt me. You'll beat me and stuff. But thank God. There's Sheriff Joshua, Sheriff Josh, who's drinking his Josh wine, and he knows that, okay, he's gone missing. We didn't find a body in the snowbank, and I know the two fucking biggest fans are obviously Carmen Hazel and Naya Brownie. I gotta go to their domicile and see if they have Chris, because they would do something like this. And so one day Josh arrives in the middle of the performance, and I'm like, oh, help me! But it's too late because you drug me. You fill me up with broccoli and you fill me up with broccoli and brownie, and you drag me in the basement. And then Josh comes in. He's like, hey, and you're like, we don't like you. No. And he's like, I gotta check your domicile, okay? And you're like, all right, whatever. And so he checks the domicile. He's going around and shit. And he seems to be okay. But then I find your calcified brownie mix, and I dump it. I dump it, and it scatters on the floor. And you're like, oh, and you go to the basement. And I'm like, help me. And Josh is like, Chris, boom. He explodes. He fucking explodes. Because you shoot your brownie broccoli gun or whatever at him, and he dies, and he falls down the stairs, and he's on top of me. It's like, oh God. And then you're like, oh, they're gonna come now. We have to finish this. I'm like, all right, but I got to give you one last performance, okay? And so that evening, I do my performance. But I tell you, I've been training, and I got like the vestiges of Mistress Chair, and I'm ready to fight you. I can't. What? Josh's probably too busy. Let me just go through the whole trouble. Now he's saying me come for me. And then I would totally say, you know what? I like the new stuff I do. I like talking about music, and I love Mistress Chair. Carmen Hazel's like, no! And then I have to battle Carmen Hazel of Mistress Chair's parts. And she is defeated. She's taken down. And you attack me, Naya. And I gotta fight you. And I see like a broccoli statue that is in the shape of a color me brownie abomination. And I take and go, bah! Then you're defeated. And then later that year, my streams are successful, chat, but my fucking feet are all weird and like been infused with brownie broccoli mix. And now I'm like I am what you guys were. I'm a color me brownie abomination. At least from the waist down. At least from the waist down. But I did survive the ordeal. And that is my thriller. That is my thriller. I hope you liked it. Color me Hazel. And I call it color me brownie misery. Ow. Yeah, I did it, yeah. Oh, Lord. That's the last juicy misery. Yes, indeed. And that is the last question of the evening. I'm sure Comey Hazel will like it. It's the fuck you, not enough Jason the story. 9 Hazel defeat us, the worst story ever made. You beat Tom and Jerry. Yeah, once you go brownie abomination, you don't go back. It's true. And I couldn't. I'm the waist down. I'm smushy down there. I'm really smushy. Oh my God. I'm joking. But with that, chat, that brings an end to the questions. Class in the Glass cast chat is complete. We did it, everybody. We did it. Squish squash. Yay, squish squish. Squish squish. Hard sub, I think we can get Stephen King on board. Yes, finally. This post-credit scene where Mr. Herman talk about someone in Russia and Nybron come up with him and his waitress. It's true. That's what we need. Perfect, chat. Perfect. That's the way to end it. That's the way. I'm your biggest fan. And who is it, chat? Who's that person? Swedish girl, Bjork. But it's a Swedish chef. I'm like, oh, I thought you were a Swedish girl. It's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. She's not going to Bjork me tonight, chat. I'm good. Oh, my Lord. Oh, if Chris died, 9, Hazel 1, and we all be the evil demon or alien, would have been embarrassing. Oh, fair enough. Well, fair enough, Jason. We can't all be master writers like you. Oh, my Lord, chap. But with that, Misery 2 Electric Boogaloo. I want to see what that movie would have been like. This is Juicy at the story, and what's this, Koki? What do you got? Don't be hating. Oh, my God. That is absolutely brilliant. I got to share this with you, chat. Oh, my God. This is beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. This is art right here. This is some art right here, chap. Koki, did you create this? Perfect. Don't be hating. Oh, my God. I got George R. R. Martin to write a book. Goddamn right. Don't be hating them. Don't be hating me, chap. Don't be a bust. Don't be a punk buster. Come on now. Thank you, Koki. Absolutely brilliant. I ain't no buster, chat. Oh, my Lord. Oh, I'm dying. That story did a number of my throat. I was laughing so much trying to get through it. Oh, but my friends, chat, we come to the end of the stream. And I got to get going. Thank you guys for all of your incredible support. This was so much fun today, chat. We got raw, we got honest, we cried. There was humor. It was a hell of a show, chat. It was across the spectrum of emotion. And I loved it. That's content, chat. 4 hours and 20 plus minutes. That's what I love. But now, my friends, I must bid you adieu.